Support and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I lay aside, Fidelity.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
I want you to El Shaddai, El Shaddai.
It's a beautiful tribute to the late Yao Sapo and Mamitiwa Asumafo. And this by Simon Kumanji featuring Odisheba Priscilla. They are songs that have lived through the times, defined eras, and stayed with us in good times and in lowly times. When we have been down and oppressed, we listen to their songs and we have been uplifted. Our faith has been strengthened, and now they've joined the majority. And Simon Kumaji and Odisheba Priscilla found it fit to put together this beautiful melody. It's a medley, actually. It's a tribute to them. Now, what I love, my personal favorite Yao Sapo song is Munye Kum. So Bonsam Tu Susa. That's a Sumdrua. I love that one. Now, the beauty about these songs is that we are told around, for most of them, in the eras where they were released, it was even risky to do some songs like Comfort and all songs because of the times and the era. But because they had moral courage, they believed in the power of the message they carried, so they released such songs. Today, what we need so badly in our country is leaders who have moral courage. And I heard a bit of that on the news this morning. Abraham Amaliba, we all need to support him. Men who say, look, we've been given power and we are exercising authority to ensure that regardless the consequences, we're going to do right by our people. We need men like that. We need more men who will say, listen, this area is a green belt. We are not allowing developments here. End of story. That is moral courage. Many people lobby for positions. Many fight for positions. When they get there, instead of them to exercise moral courage, they start explaining the problems back to us because of fear of losing their jobs, because of offers that are trapping. No, we need men of moral courage, men and women. And that's why I bring you this. God, give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men and women whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men and women, I should add, who possess opinions and a will. Men and women who have honor. Men who will not lie. Men and women who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who will live above the fog in public duty and in private thinking. For while the rabble, with their thumb-worn creeds, their large professions and their little deeds, mingle in selfish strife, lo, freedom weeps, wrong rules the land, and waiting justice sleeps. This is a poem by Josiah Gilbert Holland, an American novelist and poet. Came by this many years ago in high school. I've always loved it. We need men and women of moral courage. That's Business Sense for You. It's brought to you by ABSA. If the unexpected were to happen today, would you feel prepared? Would you be able to stay afloat while you find your next opportunity? This 2026, ABSA wants you to feel more confident about the future. That's why the ABSA Ultimate Account was created to be the cushion you can count on. With an ABSA Ultimate Account, you get 3 times your monthly salary, up to 20,000 Ghana cedis in the event of retrenchment to help you stay afloat. Move with confidence this 2026. Open an ABSA Ultimate Account today. Your story matters, ABSA. We'll bring you the news review very shortly. Oh yeah, I love it. Say Yehovah Shirawa. Oh, Charlie. Yeah, Sapo and the Asmapo. Bless their souls. Listen, the news review is brought to you by Zonda and Fidelity. Ghana is building, Ghana is moving, and we deserve the best. And now world-class vehicles are being assembled right here at home. So welcome to Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your one-stop automobile shop, and provide operators of an impressive automobile assembly plant in Ghana, from heavy-duty trucks powered by global giant Sinotruk to premium SUVs and pickups from Great Wall Motors and Cherry. We have dependable light-duty trucks by Forland to world-class construction equipment from Shantui and Sunny Group. Zonda Tech delivers topmost quality. Is assembled right here in Ghana. Affordable luxury you can trust. Our vehicles are built to international standards. So choose locally assembled excellence. Fidelity Bank says your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today. Enjoy amazing benefits, lower interest rate, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wilder with Fidelity Bank. To learn more, contact us on 0800 003355. FidelityBank.com.gh is where to visit. At Fidelity Bank GH is where to find us on socials. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. And let's make welcome Francisca Kokofosin and Samuel Akom to the studio for the news review.
Good morning, Caleb. How
Wonderful.
are you?
Charlie, I'm pumped up this morning.
I can tell.
And
I can
so a bit upset. You know, there's too much fluff. There's no action, and I'm upset. And I'm not happy that people who are given positions of power, who are supposed to exercise authority, come back to us all the time and they're explaining the problems to us. And when you tell
the problems that we live
yes,
every
and when you
day.
ask them to tell us what they are doing, then they say, oh, we have to do public education, and there must be collaboration.
So why are you not doing it? That is the question. Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from? Last night, Kakra found me. We were in some galamsey together.
Hey,
I was,
speak for yourself.
Okay, fine. She was in my galamsey concession. You were there, but you know, we're talking about navigating regulatory frameworks, and we're looking at the East Legon flyover, that building they tried to put there. That was the thing, and the Ghana Institute of Architects had put this together. We had the dean of the MMDCs there. We had the Tema West head of works and the former head of works for the AMA there.
All present there.
All of them on the panel, and we're discussing how the East Legon, you know, that reserve along the motorway, how it's all gone. There was a man on the panel, Engineer Victor Mensah, who told us that during his time at the AMA as the head of works, same pressure came. People wanted to build. People even
wanted to develop that area.
And all, but they insisted and made sure that the place was reserved and kept, because there was even a court case that says that place should be kept. You know, today we have leaders when you ask them questions, say, oh, you know, there are threats when they go the land guards come and attack them. And
you see, the irony is that when we had how many? Is it 4 assemblies in this region?
Yeah,
it appears that the city
stronger
functioned
leadership
as compared to the breakdown, the devolution of the assemblies. My position is the same. If the devolution of the central authority is not working, then maybe let's go back to the central authority, what we had before, and deal with its problems. Because bringing governance down to the local level appears to be a dysfunction. We are not, and it is us Ghanaians, we are not making sure it functions properly.
But it takes leadership, right? Because listening to Amaliba, he says he knows we are a lawless people, and they have put up a committee. The committee had the Toyota people who actually manufactured the vehicle, and they said that, look, this vehicle, we didn't make it for, you know, long distance journey and all that. So they are saying they are going to enforce the law. And you need leaders like that.
And they're facing opposition.
Leadership, that Mr. Amaliba and his team worked on that report. And I like the self-criticism. He talks about the failure of the National Road Safety Authority and what they're going to do. We need leaders like this. Kudos to him.
Look, we have to continue this conversation, but let's get into the papers. It's a Friday
I'll start
morning.
off with the Daily Graphic and front page stories. Government gives fuel price relief. Measures include public transport fare and tax cuts. Also, Heath Goldfields sealed $2.3 billion deal at Bogosu Prestea Mine. Fisheries Ministry sanctions Fujian farms over sanitary breaches. And on the back page of the Daily Graphic, sachet water manufacturers suspend proposed price increment. And Ghana-Nigeria onion trade dispute nears resolution as stakeholders outline roadmap.
Right.
From one daily to the other, let me take you to the Daily Guide. And on the front page, AG OSP clash over power to prosecute. And then MPP revises internal election guidelines. That is also on the front page. And Nana arrives in Benin for election observation. I mean, the former president of the Republic, Nanado.
Certainly.
And then mass dead fish wash ashore at Tema. Really troubling development there. And then 2 killed, vehicle burnt in Bosomche violence.
I'll take you to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Transport operators reject Toyota Voxy ban, call for stakeholder engagement. And this is rather disappointing, rejecting what an authority has put out in the interest of the public,
Personal
and
interest.
particularly public
People
safety.
choose personal
You are
interest over
rejecting-
public safety.
Well, let's see how that goes. The NPRA is also cracking down on pension defaulters. It says it recovered 27 million Ghana cedis. Prophet arrested for alleged threats against Veep and will make Gomoa Ghana's tourism hub. Gomoa Central MP Kwame Asare Obeng, also known as A+. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, however, we have Bulsa South District benefits from 41 million Ghana City school projects, and drug abuse among youth worsens in Pusiga. That's according to Achieve there.
The Herald newspaper this morning, politicians, CSOs and media caught in double standards over Pristia Bogoso and Daman gold mines. The details are in the paper. And then Iyoko dodges legal technicalities in US $17 million gold deal ruling. And then Nam1 rejects Yoko's claims, Lincoln Council of State member to men's gold. Still on the front page of the Herald this morning, Cabinet cushions Ghanaians with fuel tax cuts amid price surge. And also on the front page on the right side, Mahama Care Rose platform to improve patient access.
Okay, to the Informer now, front page stories. Oforiata's woes not over. Extradition proceeding could cage him. Other stories on the front page. Council of State member Iyoko Rao, stay out of it. Volta chiefs risk undermining justice. PIAC chases GNPC subsidiary over $561 million petroleum revenue. Also, OSP strikes fuel depots over tax evasion and other infractions. And talking about the OSP, the Informer has a commentary on page 2 that says, stand with the OSP, Ghana's fight against corruption must not falter. And I guess this is in relation to the suit about the constitutionality of the OSP.
Okay, the Inquisitor this morning, alleged procurement breaches, Imani flags Ghana gas. And still on that front page of the Inquisitor, NPA Comac launched 2026 Safety Week. And then also passing of Dr. Fosu Ampofo's father officially announced. See a story on page 2 and 5 of the Inquisitor this morning.
Okay, I have the Ghanaian Publisher now, and the front page story is Trafigura debunks Heath Goldfield's $2.8 billion deal. Also, NPP revises election guidelines, and AG challenges OSP powers. It comes with a picture of the Deputy AG, Dr. Justice Remsai, and the Special Prosecutor Kisi Ajabing.
Okay.
The Insight paper this morning, still with the Heath Goldfields issues. Heath Goldfields takes $65 million collateralized Trafigura loan without government approval. And then Ghana Medical Trust Fund begins GMT care rollout at Komfo Anoche Teaching Hospital. And then no kings, no wars, the protest waves against US President Trump.
I'll take you to the Chronicle newspaper. Front page stories. Mahama convenes emergency cabinet over fuel prices. I guess that was yesterday. Police arrest self-acclaimed terrorist, and police smash drug trafficking ring in Upper West.
From Chronicle to the Daybreak newspaper this morning, Trafigura buys 700,000 ounces of gold from Heath Goldfields. And then President Mahama orders fuel tax cuts. And then cash for water at Burma camp as soldier tankers draw from Best Pipe.
The Custodian is reporting on its front page. Trafigura Heath Goldfield signed 700,000 gold off-take deal. I don't know if it's CD or dollar. World Bank projects Ghana's 2026 growth at 4.8%. NPP updates rules for internal elections. Minority wonders if NDC will cut cocoa prices in election year. And Zoom Lion, Geo Pomona signed deal to modernize Zimbabwe's waste sector.
The New Center paper this morning, France-Ghana Health Compact signed to boost investment, policy, coordination and resilience. I think that follows the president's visit to France recently. And then e-levy removal drives digital payment surge. That is coming in from Shaibu Haruna, CEO of MMFL. And then Ghana card not enabled for financial transactions. That is coming in from the National Identification Authority. Then, still on the front page of the News Center, AG challenges OSP's independent prosecution powers.
Okay, so let me take you online now. However, news just coming in, we're told that a dead body has been found around Kadoff. This is the old Okankwe North Municipal Assembly building. Reports indicate that the dead seems beaten to a pulp, so we want to call on the Tesano police to please pass by and help with that. So let's go to channel1newsonline.com. Cut energy sector shortfall levy to ease fuel prices. SMC tells government 9 dead after boat capsizes on Volta Lake. AG Attorney General OSP Act breaches Constitution. Mahama orders fuel price reduction. Amaliba says Toyota Voxy ban non-negotiable. And then the report, how we want to hear our leaders talk, right? 357,000 Toyota Voxys registered in 2 months, close to 2025 total. That's details we are getting from that report. TVET enrollment surges to 165,000, outpacing infrastructure. So it's a good problem there. The numbers are increasing, but the infrastructure is not commensurating. So we have to, do something. Police intensify security in Bosomtre after deadly communal clash. These are all stories on channel1newsonline.com. I'll take you to citynewsroom.com quickly. Comply with Tier 2 pension rules or face prosecution. NPRA warns employers. We support Public Can AI System, Importers and Exporters Association. Okay. COPEC says fuel tax cuts are long overdue. And Professor Kwesi Prempeh on the OSP case says, let the real party defend itself. On water and treatment, Owabi Barikese water treatment plant risk shut down over pollution. And that's what we are hearing from that side of town. I go to the High Street Journal very quickly. And the lead story here says, Cabinet's emergency fuel tax cuts, smart move or risky trade-off. The other story, beauty, wealth, and divorce. Inside the Kwe divorce and Ghana's changing law on marital property, legal insights. Interesting article there. And authorities investigate fish deaths at Tema shipyard, issues safety warning. My journal online very quickly. Show us the money. Comac CEO demands full disclosure on Dumsor levy windfall. Right move, wrong timing. Comac CEO questions government's delay on fuel price. So heavy on fuel. And of course, the National Road Safety Authority here as well stands firm on Toyota Voxy ban despite transport operators opposition. And very quickly from the BBC, Israel and Hezbollah exchange strikes overnight as Trump criticizes Iran's handling of Hormuz Strait.
Well, since you've brought in an international story, let me just add that Pope Leo heads to Africa on ambitious tour to urge help the continent or get help for the continent. That is on page 9 of the Daily Graphic as well. I will leave the story about fuel relief price to you because I think the High Street edition
you're quite interested
reads
in that,
better.
right?
Yeah, so I'll skip that on the Daily Graphic so you can give us.
Let me give you that
Certainly.
quickly. So Cabinet's emergency fuel tax cuts, smart move or risky trade-off. Government's fuel tax cuts aim to ease rising costs but risk reducing revenue, increasing borrowing, and straining financial or fiscal stability as Ghana balances short-term relief against potential long-term economic consequences. It reads that government's decision to slash selected fuel taxes and margins to ease rising pump prices is offering short-term relief to households and businesses, but economists warn it could come at a significant cost to Ghana's fiscal stability. The directive issued after an emergency cabinet meeting chaired by President Mahama taxed the Finance and Energy Ministries to implement immediate reductions in petroleum-related taxes starting from the next pricing window. While the intervention is aimed at cushioning consumers from soaring energy costs, it has triggered a broader debate over whether the policy is a sustainable economic strategy or a risky fiscal trade-off. So more details on the High Street Journal this morning, even though COPEC is saying that this cut is long overdue. Beverly in London writes on citynewsroom.com that the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, has welcomed the government's decision to scrap some taxes on petroleum products, describing the move as timely and necessary to cushion consumers against the persistent rise in fuel prices. The final one that ties into this is what I'll bring from my journal online, where COMAC CEO is demanding full disclosure on the Dumsor levy. Says, show us the money. CEO of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, Dr. Rivesing Opong, is demanding full transparency on proceeds from the controversial Dumsor levy as government moves to ease fuel prices. So
show
more details.
us the kwacha.
I
agree with him.
Yes, let me bring you this
Certainly.
related petroleum story.
Yeah.
And then NPA cracks down on risky petroleum operations. That can be found in the Herald, page 5. The National Petroleum Authority, NPA, in partnership with the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, has inaugurated Safety Week 2026, a 4-day initiative aimed at enhancing collaboration and reinforcing health, safety, security, and environmental standards across Ghana's downstream petroleum sector. I think this is a very important exercise, looking at recently how fuel tankers have been overturning and all of that. I think it's a step in the right
Okay, I'll
direction.
stay with the subject of fuel. If you go to which page is this? Well, this is the Informer newspaper. I can't tell which page, but OSP strikes fuel depots over tax evasion, other infractions. It's a news desk report, and it reads, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has launched a bold and high-impact operation carrying out court-approved raids on 5 fuel depots and associated bulk distribution companies, BDCs, in what is shaping up to be a major crackdown on suspected irregularities in Ghana's petroleum sector. The coordinated swoop, described as intelligence-led, forms part of an ongoing investigation into alleged under-declaration of petroleum imports, misrepresentation of fuel types during depot transfers, and systemic tax evasion. According to the OSP, early findings point to a troubling network of suspected collusion involving some BDCs and officials from key state institutions, including the National Petroleum Authority, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the National Security Secretariat. Meanwhile, the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors has urged restraint in public commentary as investigations unfold.
Okay, so let me take you to the transport side of things, and the transport operators. I'll start with them before I bring you what the
I was thinking we'll stay with the OSP before we move into transport.
That's fair. We
so
can do that.
still
OSP,
with the Informer newspaper.
Yeah.
They have the story about Oforiata's woes not over as extradition proceedings could cage him. This is not so new. So let me just read what the Informer has as a commentary. It says, this is on page 2, I believe. It says, stand with the OSP, Ghana's fight against corruption must not falter. And it reads, at a critical moment in Ghana's governance journey, the work of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, demands not hesitation, but unwavering national support. What the OSP is undertaking is no ordinary mandate. It is confronting entrenched systems, challenging powerful interests, and pursuing complex financial crimes that strike at the very heart. So essentially, the call is for the public to be discerning, and that Ghana stands at the crossroad, and the choice should be clear. I think there's a related story.
Yeah, there's a related story. And this one says, AG OSP clash over power to prosecute. A story by Gibril Abdul Razak, Daily Guide, page 3. Now, the story says the public discourse surrounding the relevance and powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor has taken a different twist, with the Attorney General filing documents to challenge Parliament's decision to delegate its prosecutorial powers to the OSP, arguing it is unconstitutional. Now, a proposed statement of the AG's case to a writ pending before the Supreme Court is asking the Apex Court to declare Section 4.2 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 unconstitutional and subsequently struck down.
Okay, so to transport operators now, right? Oh, no. So this is Professor Kwesi Prempe's point. He says that OSPKs let the real party defend itself. Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh on citynewsroom.com, Executive Director of the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana. Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh has criticized the handling of a Supreme Court case challenging the constitutional basis of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, warning that recent procedural decisions risk undermining Ghana's adversarial justice system. In a Facebook post reacting to ongoing proceedings in the case of Damte and the Attorney General, Professor Prempeh argued that the court's approach effectively denies the OSP the opportunity to defend the legality of its own statutory establishment while allowing the Attorney General to act as nominal defendant despite not holding an adverse position.
Okay.
So that's the angle coming in from
Caleb,
CDD.
let's talk about the transport operators rejecting Toyota Voxy ban by the National Road Safety Authority. I will not read the story in the graphic. I don't agree. Read yours.
You don't like that one?
I don't like that one.
Okay, so
no,
let me get to
no. They can't reject the ban.
Patricia Boache, citynewsroom.com. Commercial transport operators have rejected the National Road Safety.
It's everywhere.
No, I'll give you the other angle.
I think you should give them a fair.
We'll give them a hearing. Don't worry.
Hearing,
They've rejected the National Roads and National Road Safety Authority (NRSA's) declaration that using Toyota Voxy vehicles for commercial purposes is illegal, raising questions about the credibility and accuracy of the authority's report. The pushback follows the announcement on Wednesday that Toyota Voxy vehicles being used for commercial transport operate outside the law due to regulatory breaches and safety concerns, particularly their right-hand drive configuration. So David Agboado, Public Relations Officer for the Commercial Transport Operators Union, strongly criticized the findings, saying they do not reflect the realities of the transport sector. Now, here is Abraham Amaliba.
I think that's unfair because the report is very detailed. Yesterday we went through the report. They talk about engaging the manufacturers. Okay, hearing from the manufacturers that this vehicle was not made for commercial purposes, to even talk about long distance commercial purposes.
Because the clearance is low.
And I don't agree with the claim that there's no stakeholder engagement. They list all the stakeholders they engaged. They even engage transport operators. They engage even passengers. This is a comprehensive report by the National Road Safety Authority.
The good thing is Abraham Amaliba is saying the ban is non-negotiable. So, Director General of the National
Public
Road
Safety
Authority, Abraham Amaliba, has dismissed objections from the Commercial Transport Operators Ghana over the ban on Toyota Voxy vehicles for long distance travel, insisting that road safety remains the authority's top priority.
Okay, so the last one for me, Infante Pem at 150 years, mother of secondary education in Ghana. As a fellow Cape Coast student, I join. They are not our men, but we still like them, so that the Ogasco boys don't get angry. We join Infante Pem to celebrate 150 years.
We're also on the other side, but they should know that we are the PACs, you know. Anyways, so let me bring you the story.
Because of Kwame Nkrumah, like I would have told this young man something.
But before we go, Nanado Adudi arrives in Benin for election observation. Story on page 6 of the Daily Guide by Ernest Kofi Edu. Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo arrived in Cotonou, Benin on Wednesday, April 8, 2026 to commence his duties as head of the ECOWAS election observation mission ahead of the country's presidential election scheduled for Sunday, April 12.
We wish him well. Thank you. Also, they are always around the best.
Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, na Uncle Sam,
we are the PACs.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
bring you the business news now, and Sheba Arba Benning is here with details. Good morning, Sheba.
Good morning, Caleb. It's Friday. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM, brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. I am Sheba Arba Benning. Thanks for joining us, and let's get straight into our stories now. The National Pensions Regulatory Authority (NPRA) is advising employers to comply with Tier 2 pension obligations or face prosecution. The NPRA cautions that non-compliance under the National Pensions Law is a punishable offence that undermines retirement security. It has emerged that more than 27 million cedis has been recovered from 11 employers who are currently facing prosecution after defaulting in paying the pension contributions of their employees.
The amount represents about 30% of the 91 million cedis identified as pension contribution arrears owed by defaulting employers, according to the pension regulator. Speaking at a media engagement in Accra, the NPRA Deputy Chief Executive Officer Victor Azuma said the authority has intensified compliance measures to protect the retirement savings of Ghanaian workers.
I wish to take this opportunity to sound a word of caution to all employers that it is an offense per Section 83 of Act 766 to default in payment of pension contribution of your staff, and that you'll be surcharged a 3% penalty of the amount in default in monthly compounding effect to protect the worker.
That was the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the NPRA, Victor Azuma, and then that report by Citi Business News' Daniel Odro Mensah. Away from that, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, has welcomed government's decision to scrap some taxes on petroleum products. The Finance and Energy Ministers have been directed to discuss the removal of some taxes to reduce the impact of rising fuel prices linked to the tensions in the Middle East. Speaking to Citi News, the Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amoah, said they are open to engagement on the matter.
Effective immediate, we would begin whatever discussions with the ministry, the two ministries concerned, to give our perspectives, particularly on some of the taxes that we believe have not only become a nuisance, but have clearly outlived even their sunset uses. I believe that these tax conversations should not only be because of the Iranian-American-Israeli conflict situation that has seen fuel prices inch up to the levels they are, but it is something that clearly ought to have been done long ago. But we are happy nonetheless that Mr. President has given these directives that the ministries concerned should discuss and see how best they can rationalize some of the taxes and take out some of the taxes also to give some ease to the Ghanaian consumer.
Duncan Amoah is the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC. Now, finally, there should be tighter accountability across state-owned enterprises. That's the Center for Democratic Development speaking as it warns against regulatory gaps in oversight. According to the policy think tank, companies incorporated under the Companies Act must not be allowed to evade the same level of scrutiny applied to statutory state entities. This comes as PIAC intensifies pressure on Exploco, a subsidiary of GMPC, to remit $561 million in unaccounted petroleum revenues. There's more in the following report.
The concerns were amplified at the launch of PIAC's 2025 annual report, where renewed attention was drawn to gaps in financial accountability within Ghana's petroleum value chain. Executive Director of CDD Ghana, Professor Henry Kwesi Prempe, argues that the challenges surrounding GMPC and its subsidiaries reflect a broader structural issue in Ghana's governance framework for state-owned enterprises.
We indeed share the same concerns here, but this is only a demonstration of a very systemic problem that we are having. And I think we shouldn't allow form to trump substance in these matters. We should really, I think, be firm in our demand that these state-owned enterprises not escape scrutiny and accountability by virtue only of the fact that they have been incorporated under Companies Act as opposed to set up by statute. Then the only way to escape scrutiny is for the states to just take all of them out of statutory establishment and put them. It's so easy to do, right? And then all of a sudden you escape scrutiny. So I think it's something that I think, the media, civil society, we should pick this issue up and then really help. PIAC has done its job. It's flagged the issue. It's flagged it multiple times. I think the burden is on us, civil society organizations, media especially.
Chairman of PIAC, Richard Elima, warns of risks to Ghana's economy as oil output declines for the 6th consecutive year.
The danger we have with the current situation is that if revenue keeps falling, it will affect our development outcomes. Mind you, this government's infrastructure push is anchored on our natural resources, particularly oil and then gold. So where our oil production keeps falling, our oil revenue will also fall, and the projected revenue that government expects to get, which it will then channel into the infrastructure projects, will also fall. So government's ability to deliver on this infrastructure promise will be imperiled.
You heard Chairman of PIAC Richard Elima and then Daniel Sakite's report on the forex markets this morning. The dollar is trading at 11 cedis 80 pesos, the British pound at 15 cedis 70 pesos, and that of the euro could be sold to you at 13 cedis 75 pesos. Be guided that these are average rates from forex bureaus and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank rate. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. We've got more on citynewsroom.com/business. I am Sheba Arba Benin. Next is the Citi Business Edition. Do have a good business day.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Mappe. Et mappé. Hey, Asamo. French idiot. This is midi croissant.
Meet Aja. She makes sobolo in a small shop in Kaswa. She's going places with MTN Ejumapa. Now, she's learning French kakra to teach her francophone customers indigenous recipes.
Watashi no namae wa.
Watashi no namae. Boy.
Whoa. She's learning Japanese too. Watashi. What? If you're a woman with a small business, join MTN Ejumapa today by dialing *5060# and enjoy 150 megabytes data, a lifestyle bundle for social media, free MTN to MTN calls every Monday, and an insurance cover. You will also gain access to expert training, discounts on digital tools, and financial support to grow the business of your dreams. Terms and conditions apply. MTN.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
L to the L to the L to the L. Hey.
Help me make I know they talk much. I wanna be concise. They want to accommodate. I'm make a be your bike. Oh, I keep from 95. You could like my hand design. I'm scanning the whole area. Don't go down tonight. They on my mind.
It's age after 7, and on the business edition today, we'll bring you Bernard Avle's conversation with the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Johnson Esiama, at the GEXIM at 10 conference. That will be happening in the next 30 minutes. Governor shares candid insights about the country's economic outlook, policy direction, and what lies ahead for inflation, the cedi, and business confidence. Stay with me, I'll bring you that very quickly. But guess what? When was the last time you actually enjoyed standing in a queue? Me too, I don't like that thing at all. Whether it's at the bank or the grocery store, no one has time for that. That's exactly why I'm loving this new move from MTN. If you want that eSIM, I mean the little plastic thing, that card in the phone. If you want to move to eSIM, switch to an eSIM. You don't need to stand in a queue and all that for anything, not at all. MTN has flipped the script and you can literally set up your eSIM yourself in the comfort of your home. Just open the My MTN app, download it, follow the steps, and boom, you're live. It's the ultimate life hack, so grab your phone, download the My MTN app if you haven't already. Skip the long queue today. Have you gotten your Polytank Sumo Super yet? If not, please do so now, because there is a 10% off premium multiple layer Sumo Super Tank you will be saving. So do well to speak to any Polytank outlet today, and you will be saving more than 1,000 Ghana cedis. I know you need water storage tanks for your home, because Charlie, water no dey flow. Go for Polytank. It's the original. Just be mindful, we do not request for Momo payments online. You know that moment when the alarm rings and life is already asking questions. Campus, office, hustle, dreams, all waiting to be changed. Deadlines, Charlie. Those are the moments when you need something that helps you show up and keep going. That's why Cowbell Coffee stays with me every single moment. Whether you are grinding for that exam, pushing deadlines at work, cooking up the next big idea, Cowbell Coffee gives you that creamy taste, rich coffee aroma to kickstart your day right, and you can enjoy it anytime, because success does not happen over time. It's the right moment, the early mornings, the late nights, and all through it. Cowbell Coffee day for you. Cowbell Coffee with you every moment. While at it, Lesheho Savings and Loans has great news just for you. Fala season is on. From now to the end of the month, our interest rates have been reduced further just for you. Apply for a loan today to sort out all your needs at the best rates on the market. It be Fala season, Angaza. Just WhatsApp or call Nana on 02 740 799. Always remember, terms and conditions apply. Let's share whole, let's improve life. So let's sit down and get ready for that big conversation with the governor of the Bank of Ghana, taking his reflections and candid insights about the country's economic outlook, our policy direction, and what lies ahead for inflation, the city, and business confidence. Enjoy.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see on your
Been in this position for exactly 13 months. Did you know that when you woke up today? It's like, which is interesting because we have economic data for February 2026. So we have exactly 1 year data of your tenure. Did you know this?
Not at all. Not at all. Ben, yes, it's been about a year since I came in. If you ask me, it's been exciting. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of thinking. It's been a lot of listening. And for us, that is something we brought along. We listen much more. We want to hear what you say. And then we design the policies. I can tell you what it was like when we got in. And by the way, we did a lot of preparatory work. When we got in, we knew exactly what we were walking into. It was like having a patient who was under treatment for a long time by another doctor. Remember the macroeconomic situation at the time. High inflation, exchange rate, volatility here and there. From 2022, lots of liquidity was injected. And it was like a patient that has had blood transfusion in excess. Just too much blood has been injected. No matter what you do, it won't be effective. No matter the policy you implement, it won't be effective. And so we had to set to work to drain the blood. We needed to mop that liquidity from the system. That has come at a cost. We'll soon be publishing our financial accounts and you see it. But it was a necessary measure to ensure that our interventions will be effective. That is why you saw inflation end the year at about 5.4%. That is why you see the CD ending the year around 10.4, which, I must be frank, was a surprise to myself. I knew the CD could appreciate. I did not know it could appreciate to that extent. So that's how the year last year ended. We had to do a lot of hard work, but we incurred a lot of costs in that regard. When I assess the cost we have incurred, it's not fatal. It's not fatal in the sense that it's like a one-timer cost. If we went into each of those costs, they are not costs that will be repeated this year. What is important, therefore, is for us to be able to maintain the gains. But unfortunately, as some of you will be aware, we have the Middle East crisis knocking on our doors. Yeah. What we call global economic shocks, geopolitical shocks. They are some of the things we have to contend with. For now, our hope is that that crisis will be a short-term one. That somehow the crisis ends within a short time. If, however, it persists, then we will have to design some different policy measures to contend with it. But no worries, this is not the first time Ghana's economy is suffering a global shock. We will get through it. We are in contact with the Ministry of Finance and the other government agencies on what to do and at what time. And so the contingency measures are in place. Our reserves levels are comfortable. We are in sync with the other players of government. And I'm sure we'll pull through this one as well.
Wonderful. Thank you for those introductory thoughts. When you say the blood had to be drained, using that analogy, it suggests to me that there was excess liquidity. But some people feel like our inflation was not just from the demand side, that there were also supply side shocks and some imported inflation as well. So in analyzing the situation, how did you come to the conclusion that you needed to do more of the draining to reduce the money supply?
So if you look at the level of central bank financing that went on since 2022, and that is what I'm referring to, you know the numbers. Yes, whenever you have excessive financing from the central bank, that's what you get. It just polarizes everything. Monetary policy is no longer efficient. Yeah. No matter what the monetary policy committee does, you can't move inflation. So we needed to drain all that blood. We believe that we have done enough now. No wonder the rates are coming down. But as I said, the challenge now is to be able to preserve the gains.
Yes.
I wake up each morning hoping to hear that the crisis in the Middle East is over. We are praying very hard for that announcement one of these days. If that happens, I can assure you that we'll sustain the gains.
Some people actually think the crisis could help you in the sense that they see gold, which is your main buffer. I mean, the last time I checked, over 65% of your export earnings was from gold. And they see gold as being counter-cyclical, so that when there is a global crisis and oil is misbehaving, gold benefits. So they feel like it may not necessarily be a terrible thing, all things considered. Why are you so concerned about the crisis if some of the things it does to gold may benefit you?
Ben, if you look at gold prices from last week, it appears we are in a different world. Things are changing. So not only are we facing, shocks from oil, but we are also likely to face a shock from gold. What is happening to gold prices? I haven't checked the prices today, but as of last year, it had declined, sharply. The question is it going to be a short-term phenomenon? We don't know. We can only, conjecture at this stage. My hope is that we don't have both shocks at the same time. Because like you mentioned, gold constitutes a major part of our export earnings currently. And we cannot afford a second shock coming from gold prices. But I'm hopeful that the gold phenomenon will be a short-lived one. If we have higher gold prices, yes, it helps to counteract the impact of the oil. But through these, my comfort is that we're able to build adequate reserves last year, almost 6 months of imports cover. It should be able to carry us, some distance. Let's just hope the crisis doesn't persist, for example, till the end of this year. Because then it becomes challenging to preserve the gains that we made during last year.
When we look at key indicators the week you were appointed compared to the end of last month, it makes very interesting reading. Inflation was 23.1%. Today is 3.3%. So 20% drop. Monetary policy rate was... No, it's a preamble. It's a preamble. So you can clap when we finish. Monetary policy rate was 27%. It's now 14%. So you sort of slashed it down. Thousands of basis points. Average lending rate was 30.12. It's now 19.7.
Yeah.
In fact, the Ghana reference rate was 29. It's now 14. The dollar was selling for 15.30. BOG rate is now 10.95. So am I to take it that your main objective is to bring all the rates down? It's like you are slashing, like you have a scissors. So your job is cut. Everything must come. Because everything I've mentioned has come down.
Yes. Because they are interconnected. So when you influence one, it reflects in all the other rates.
Which is the most important one?
If you ask me in this country, lending rates for me is the most important one. And I've always said it. When I look at the rate at which firms had to borrow, if you borrow money at over 30%, can you really repay?
Never.
I mean, it's not surprising NPLs are very high. And I tell my colleagues, I don't blame many of the firms that default. It's just impossible. And so we have to do what we have to do to get lending rates down. And you do it on many fronts. So if you notice, we do a lot of messaging nowadays. You see me talking on social media.
Yes.
It's all part of the game. Because, we've operated this unstable environment for decades. Price-setting behavior had taken a certain trend. Everyone assumes that the city is going to fall by 20% next year. And so you price accordingly. And so we were operating at a different, call it steady state for years. And we needed to reset this whole thing. And so if you remember, I had a crusade, on dollarization.
Yeah.
It's all part of it. You have to be able to win the confidence of the people. And then you get them to act accordingly. If we're able to sustain these gains for another year, I'm quite sure that people don't have to be compelled to price in the city. They themselves will see the need to operate in the city zone.
In times of instability, people tend to want to control more. So they are very hard. You have introduced something interesting where the MPC members have to actually vote, in a sense, right? You actually read.
Yes.
Committee member 1 said this, committee member 2 said that, and sometimes you have to come by consensus. In times like this, isn't that a very risky strategy where so that there could be dissent? You could even have a split decision on movement of the rates, and yet you allow that type of democracy within the MPC. What are you trying to achieve with that?
Well, it's important. The word is credibility. People have to find you credible. And I can tell you the last MPC we had last year, it was a majority decision. I would have gone, if I was an individual, I would have done something different. But the majority vote, was for us to continue the easing cycle. Why? Because the global crisis, it's not yet clear if this is going to be permanent or otherwise. And so we had to say, continue the easing cycle. If we need to call an emergency meeting, all right, to retweak, we should stand ready to do that. So that's how come we had to go for the easing by 150 basis points. It was a majority decision. Previously, maybe it would have been a consensus, decision. But if you operate that way, people begin to think that you just sit at the back there and control things. We should allow independence, and that's the word. Members should be able to come across with their independent views and therefore their independent votes. Then the majority decision, prevails. And I will go for that at any time. Publish the submissions by members. Let them understand why the MPC did what they did. And we've introduced one other thing. We allow certain groups to present during MPC. Yeah. So the Association of Bankers, they make inputs. The Chartered Institute of Bankers, they do presentations. Mm-hmm. They do all these surveys, independent surveys. We want to be told. We want to hear the truth. We want to see and feel what people think about what we are doing. We don't control anyone. And then at the end of the day, the majority view prevails. That's the framework we operate currently.
This is a fireside chat with the governor of the Central Bank, Johnson Esiama, and we're discussing essentially the role of EXIM, and we'll get there shortly. A lot of you are wondering, where am I with this? Stabilizing the exchange rate to unlock export competitiveness, trade policy, trade-offs, etc. Some people say that your major exchange rate approach has been the accumulation of gold reserves and then the liquidation of same when necessary. Indeed, some politically say it's nothing new. In fact, the previous government says they started even this gold reserve program. You've just been unshackled to use it to stabilize the currency. Can you explain how you've managed to keep the cedi between the 10 to 12 band for such a long time? And by answering that, also explain your main exchange rate stabilization approach.
So let me first of all correct that impression. There's no band that we commit to. We are not committing to keep a band between 10 or 12 or 10 to whatever. The cedi operates endogenously. So currently what we do is a month. So let's say we are in March. Next week, April begins. By Friday, we would have determined how much FX we'll make available by way of auction. And so the banks are informed accordingly. Last month, before, that is end of February, we committed to make available $1 billion. And the banks know about it. So they submit bids. We do it twice a week. We were doing, I guess, about 250 million every Tuesday and Thursdays. So banks submit bids. And these are independent quotations. We have no hand in what level they want to, bid. And based on that, the FX is supplied, to them. Now, that kind of system provides predictability. So you don't have to say, look, I need to pay for this car 2 months' time, 3 months' time. I need FX. So you begin buying dollars from today. So that's what the system used to be like. However, currently, there's the certainty that we'll make available some amount to the markets. So you just have to talk to your bank. You submit your documents. You say, I need to pay for this car. These are the, the documents behind it. And the bank submits the bid, accordingly. Once they are successful, the money is transferred for you. That kind of system brings about stability. And so that is what the difference is. Now, how do we go about it? The FX that accumulates from the small-scale gold trading, we do 3 things with it. 1, we intermediate it. Mm-hmm. And then 2, we use that to stem excessive volatility. Mm-hmm. And so you'll notice that nowadays the cedi doesn't just fly anyhow. We don't peg it. There's no fixed rate, there's no fixed band. But what we don't want to see it, one morning it is 15 to the dollar, next morning it is 12 to the dollar, etc. No. We want it to float in a managed way. And so that is what we do. It's not a fixed rate at all. Banks fix this independently. But let me explain that there are various markets when it comes to the forex exchange issues. There's the interbank FX market. That is actually the wholesale market. That's where the big, FX amounts are dealt in. Then you have the cash market. talking about the Forex Bureau market, talking about my good friends, the Abochis, you know. And then these days, we also have people who are using stable coins. The crypto people, they are all there. Ideally, that segment is supposed to be marginal. They're supposed to be a very small one. But a friend of mine tells me that things have changed. He says the Abochis have taken over the bank's job. You know, so we are studying the system. We want to be able to regulate somehow to control what goes on. So a lot has changed, Ben, I can tell you, in terms of our FX, framework. A lot has also changed in terms of how the entire FX market is regulated. If you remember last year, somewhere along the line, I was saying that remittance inflows must accrue through the interbank market.
Yeah.
Why? Because we noticed that some people were offshoring these. Now, the way it works is someone sends you remittances, say $10 from the US. Now, you give your $10 to the gentleman in New York. There's no guarantee that that $10 has entered Ghana's banking industry. So that gentleman can take that money, put it somewhere, but arrange for someone here to give you cedis. When that happens, the $10 will not be available for us to use to fund imports.
That is illegal?
It is. It is. So currently, we are making sure that all such inflows accrue, that they are paid into the nostril accounts of banks, because collectively, that is what is used to fund imports for the country. Now, remittances alone last year, the amount is around $7 billion US.
Wow.
So think about $7 billion US staying outside our control. Certainly the city will depreciate. So in the past, now I can see that a lot of offshoring was going on.
But not limited to remittances. Export companies were also not retaining their proceeds in the country.
So we are enforcing all those currently. We are monitoring the nostrils of banks. I have the feeling if I can monitor those inflows, the nostrils of banks, make sure that all exporters remit in line with their requirements, make sure that remittance inflows, those flows enter our banking system, the city will stabilize.
But still on the question of diversification, so your monthly inflows of dollars, 1.7 billion gold, $218 million oil, cocoa, 322 million, other exports, 304 million. Two questions in there. You are too dependent on gold. That's number one. Number two, other exports is less than 10%. You said before that diversification is the best form of risk management. So this is not sustainable.
That is true. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. Ghana is what they call a small open economy. A commodity, exporting country. Huge vulnerabilities. We are so susceptible when it comes to movements in commodity prices. So where we are is unacceptable. Now that last year we've been able to bring about macroeconomic stability, now is the time for us to move, to take care of some of these vulnerabilities. And one of the ways, as you mentioned, is greater diversification. Last week at MPC, we discussed at length, if you look at our non-traditional exports, for example, it accounts for just about 10% of our export revenues, and yet a lot of them, have been around for some time. What can we do? And I remember we mentioned Gexim. We mentioned GEPA. What are they doing? And then we're discussing, the risk posed by the Burkina crisis. These are, to me, opportunities. And so we decided to set up a small group. We are going to be working with the Ministry of Agriculture. We'll work with Gexim. We'll work with GEPA. The thing is, if Burkina bans exports of tomatoes, why should it become a crisis in Ghana? And then we're asking, we had some reps from the Ministry of Agric. They attended MPC, so we're discussing it. Apparently, there are certain parts in Ghana, Agogo and a few other areas, where the same variety can be grown. And so I was asking, what are we waiting for? We have 500,000, young people looking for work to do. We have money with Ghana Exim Bank, right? You know, and we have the varieties, you know, onions. They told us onions take about 3 to 4 months to mature. And so I said, what are we waiting for? The Burkina issue is actually a wake-up call. And in fact, Gexim, we were going to give you a call. Because we believe from this year, enough of MPC within our buildings. We are all going to descend and get this thing solved. I mean...
Yeah. But do you think Exim and other DFIs are deep enough? If you look at the sector, the commercial banks still dominate. Their balance sheets are bigger. Does Exim not need a wider base to do the kind of thing you want to do?
So Exim needs resources. That is true. And so we'll look at their traditional sources of funding. We'll see what we can do. You know, I posed this problem during MPC last week, and I said, granted Burkina Faso closes their borders, that sweet tomatoes will not come to Ghana again. Now, why do our market women prefer that type of tomatoes? I'm told it lasts longer, right? That is their concern. So,
and it has less water.
It has less water.
So it's better for processing. The southern one has too much water.
That's fine. Now, why is this not possible? We have our local tomatoes. So it should be possible to have some machinery that slices the tomatoes into little chunks, right? Fresh. And then cans it. So you are able to preserve it in that state. And then I can put it in a fridge. Anytime I want to grind that pepper, I just uncan it, I grind my pepper, I take my kinky. Why don't you have any company doing that? Why should it be always the Burkina, tomatoes? I mean, is there no machinery anywhere in the world that we can get to do that kind of thing? So that at least, for those of us in the cities, if you don't get the Burkina tomatoes, you can get the fresh form of the traditional ones.
Wonderful.
And we'll use them. So such interventions go to address the problem. It may not address it entirely. But if we do that, if we can, the types we have here, keep it in a fresh state. And then we're able to farm the Burkina types at selected areas in Ghana where it's possible. Gradually, we'll be addressing that problem.
My last question. You said at the beginning, one of the things you were focused on was also strengthening our import cover.
Right.
Some people think that import cover is a misnomer. And I'll quote somebody you and I know, David Ofosu-Dorte. He tweeted today. He says, in a world without guaranteed supply chains, African countries are still judged by money set aside for imports during crisis, instead of the amount spent on boosting local manufacturing to reduce imports. Then he questions, is it not time to measure local production cover instead of import cover?
I agree with you, because that's about national security. It's about your sovereignty. I mean, if for any reason no ship comes to Ghana and no planes come to Ghana for a week, you can imagine what will happen in this country. Because almost everything is imported. We depend on the outside world. And so, in terms of national security, we do have an issue. But that said, you still need that minimum level of protection. And so that is where the imports cover, the concept of the imports cover comes in. It's like the minimum measure of resilience that you want to have as a country. The rule is to have around 3 months of imports cover. Currently, we are nearly 6 months of imports cover.
Yeah.
But I agree. Because there are other forms of short-term capital that are in the country, not just those, accruing to the trade balance. So it makes sense to be able to have even greater amounts beyond 6 months of imports.
Then you should give your finance minister colleague a call, because a couple of weeks ago he was in parliament with something called the gun wrap
We were part of.
They want to build 15-month plus of import cover in 2 years. Honestly, I mean, when people need money to do tomatoes, and then you are keeping 15 months of import cover against shocks, when the real shock is because of what you said, lack of production. Isn't that too much?
No, but the two can be done alongside.
15 months of import
so,
cover?
first of all, it's just an aspiration. Okay. It doesn't mean we are going to do exactly that. Because remember, reserve accumulation comes at a cost, especially to the central bank's balance sheet. So I see that more as an aspiration. We have to manage the process. We may not attain exactly that, but greater levels of reserves cover, it protects the country. It preserves our resilience. I mean, many people don't see how realistic this thing is. If you don't have enough reserves cover, it could get to the point that even normal medications that people take every day, you will not have FX to pay for it. So it makes sense to have local capacity for all these. For a lot of the things we consume, building local capacity is key. How do you do that? Private businessmen should be able to access financing. So, for example, I mentioned somebody can set up a factory to process the local tomatoes into chunks, not into paste. It takes money for a private person to bring down that machinery to get it done. So that person goes to borrow money. The interest rate must be low enough so that the project makes sense. But that is where GEXIM comes in, because they are able to provide the longer-term financing and be able to help in that regard. As a central bank, we believe it's come to a time when we have to draw closer. We will not be able to get involved directly. We will stick to our mandate, but we have to be able to play that facilitating role. When it comes to learning what can be obtained, we can help. We can stand together with institutions like GEXIM, like GEPA, to be able to address some of these constraints. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to the same foreign exchange, cover that we have.
A round of applause for the governor of the central bank, Dr. Johnson. I always wanted to find out where the pundit comes from, because,
Well, I'm happy you ask, and maybe I can explain. So in my family, we are 4 boys. I'm the last of the 4.
Okay.
So I have this senior brother who was very fond of me when I was young. I did not understand the name, but when I was going to write my O-levels, he told me he was giving me a name.
Okay.
Pandit.
Pandit.
I should include it in my names. And I felt, well, this is Big Brother saying I should do this, so let me just do it. So it appeared on my O-level certificates. And then A-levels, I wanted to drop it. I said, no, it will complicate matters. Let me just carry it along. So I ended up carrying it all the way to first degree, to second degree, to university, to PhD. And then one day I said, let me find the meaning of this name, crowd. So I spoke to an Indian, because I was told it was an Indian name. And then he said, it means a very respected person, an elite in society, a learned person. And I said, wow.
So hence, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Let's put our hands together for the Pandit.
Thank you.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new job.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
From now to the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tanks in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
It's so hard to find someone who's always there, who do the best they can to push you to the top. But I found myself a friend who's all of these and more. When I put my dreams to sleep, you wake me up to dream. I trust in blue, I trust in blue, I trust in blue, I trust in blue. Save your money with blue, secure your future true. Blue Ghana day for you. I put my trust in blue, I trust in blue.
Blue Financial Services Ghana Limited. Trust in blue.
You can't deny it when you taste it. The rich creamy goodness of Cowbell coffee. One sip and you feel it. It's Cowbell coffee. Taste it and you love it. It's a special feeling. One sip and you feel it. It's Cowbell coffee.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my me say enra my boyfriend akwesi obo star 959 hash e woni phone so. Na we ni.
Anita, and the doggy park.
Oh, wonso a. Akwesi asanso aba number 1. E mo adwen na ho. And dey was so ye me show papa bi. Na me dey toss me short sexy dress no. Na me say me na me ye me nails no so come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make I do some small 1-2 rounds be answer me doing ho. Na we tria. Hey, Nana so he for order. So Chinese any wine papa bi. And they mean this check no.
Hey, Anita.
Na sa ni mia when you hear TV bi no. Also say sound. No to prepared. Na me chilly esimu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby I will do no jina wa. Mr. Remember, dial star 959 hash. Oh, iPhone na back on toma on. No one can say no sika so what.
Sister, next time cut call no what? Dial star 959 hash and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Improve your gum and oral health with the new Nesta mouthwash from Ernest Chemists Limited. Nesta mouthwash comes in original and fresh mint for the treatment of bleeding or irritated gums, mouth ulcers, maintenance of oral hygiene, prevention of bad breath and plaque. Nesta mouthwash, great oral hygiene, long-lasting freshness. Available in pharmacies nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited.
Attention all Ghanaian students in basic to senior high schools. Want to win 15,000 Ghana cedis? Join the Kofi A. Terrier Good Citizenship Challenge now. Form a team of at least 5 students and embark on a community service initiative that will make a real difference. For more details, call 050-591-0960. The final submission deadline is 30th June 2026.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
It's 62 days to the World Cup. Good morning and welcome to the Friday edition of Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. Kickoff is brought to you by Polytangana. I am Edwin Kwakofi. Let's get into the details of the bulletin. And Mohamed Kudus could be a major doubt for Ghana ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup after suffering another injury setback. The midfielder has picked up a quad injury, raising concerns over his availability for the tournament. City Sports' Bernard Abeku-Otre has more in this report.
Star midfielder Mohamed Kudus is facing a serious setback with his quad injury at Tottenham Hotspur. The 25-year-old has been sidelined since early January after limping off against Sunderland. He had been progressing in recovery and returned to light training, but latest reports confirm a fresh setback. He hasn't featured in recent training footage, and there are fears he may need surgery. This leaves his return timeline unclear and puts both the end of the Premier League season and his place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup in serious doubt. Adding to the blow, key defender Mohamed Salisu is already ruled out. The Monaco centre-back suffered an ACL tear in January and, according to Black Stars team doctor Prince Bambo, needs 9 months to recover, meaning he will miss the tournament entirely. With Ghana drawn against England, Croatia and Panama in the group stage this summer, these injuries to two of the team's biggest talent leave the new Black Stars head coach with major selection headaches. The Black Stars will need depth and luck to shine on the world stage.
That was a report by City Sports' Bernard Abeku-Otre on the injury suffered by Mohamed Kudus. Let's stay with the national teams, and despite the rescheduling of the Under-17 African Cup of Nations in Morocco, Ghana's Black Starlets are maintaining focus as they intensify preparations for the tournament. The team is targeting one of the 10 qualification slots for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar, with a series of friendly matches lined up, including tests against Vision FC and Accra Hearts of Oak, as they fine-tune the squad ahead of the competition. With just a month to kick off in Morocco, the technical team remains confident of getting the players in top shape. Here's more in a report by City Sports' Gabi Ofe.
10 slots are up for grabs for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar. But first, the Under-17 African Cup of Nations Morocco 2026 will take center stage in May, with Ghana's Black Starlets among the 16 teams set to compete in Morocco. The team has been preparing extensively for the tournament, engaging in series of friendly matches despite the rescheduling of the competition to May. Ghana have been drawn in a tough group alongside Senegal, South Africa and Nigeria, with a team led by Prosper Nateogum, who has received high praise from his assistant Nana Kwaku, with the main objective of reaching the latter stages of the tournament.
He's done extremely well, brought up the principles, the structure, we all bought into it, and we've been working really, really hard to make sure that not only support him, but as a technical team we achieve together. There is that camaraderie between us, there is that love and brotherhood among us, and when we go to the field, it's the same. Whether it's training, matches, we all respond to the same language. So it's really, really huge for us as a technical team, not only to just go and participate, but to win the AFCON. We have told ourselves that we want to go out there and win. Anything aside winning, we probably will just beat ourselves up a bit, because we know that we have what it takes as a technical team, and the boys that we put together have what it takes to win the AFCON.
As part of efforts to fine-tune the squad, the team will engage in additional high-profile friendly matches before departing for Morocco.
The idea is to play Vision next week here, and then the following week we play Hearts of Oak. We don't know whether we'll play any more, but these are the next 2 games that will come up against premier sides. This exercise is supposed to strengthen the boys, put them in their paces.
With exactly 1 month to go before the tournament, the technical team is yet to announce the full squad. However, forward Darin Isiama is confident of making a team and helping Ghana reach the latter stages of the competition.
To do my absolute best for this country and the fans, and just perform to the best of my ability. Yes, I will, because it's a very big opportunity for me to showcase what I can do, and if I am invited, I will do my absolute best to help this Under-17 squad national team.
This year's Under-17 AFCON will also serve as Africa's qualification tournament for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar. Of the 16 teams competing, 10 will secure spots for the World Cup by reaching the last 8 when the tournament kicks off on May 13 and runs on to June 2, 2026 in Morocco.
That was a report put together by Citi Sports' Gabi Ofe. To the Ghana Premier League, and the GFA has taken disciplinary action against Hohoe United following the club's decision to pull out of the ongoing league campaign. The Hohoe-based side had earlier justified their withdrawal, pointing to what they described as deep-rooted systemic challenges within the competition. Here are excerpts of the FA statements read by Citi Sports' Julio Eshifi Amwa.
Hohoe United has been charged with breaches of Articles 13.1 and 34.6d of the GFA Ghana Premier League Regulations 2025. The club is alleged to have withdrawn from the ongoing Ghana Premier League without just cause. It is further alleged that the conduct of the club brings the name of the game into disrepute. Hohoe United has until Tuesday, April 14th, 2026 to respond to the charge.
Those were excerpts of a statement from the GFA on Hohoe United's pullout of the Ghana Premier League. To women's football, in Ghana's Black Damsels are through to the final of the CAF African Schools Football Championship after edging Zambia in a tightly contested semi-final clash. The defending champions showed composure and discipline, taking an early lead through Blessing Tete, who calmly finished off a well-coordinated move in the opening minutes of the game. That early strike proved decisive as the Damsels held on to secure victory and move one step closer to retaining their title. And before I go, in the Europa League, Aston Villa boosted their semi-final hopes with an impressive 3-1 away win over Bologna, thanks to a brace from Ollie Watkins. In the Conference League, Crystal Palace cruised to a dominant 3-0 win against Fiorentina. In other games, Freiburg beats Celta Vigo 3-0, while Nottingham Forest secured a 1-1 draw away at Porto. Rayo Vallecano and Shakhtar Donetsk also picked up convincing 3-0 wins, putting themselves firmly in control ahead of the second leg clashes. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit CitiSportsOnline.com. Kickoff was powered by Polytank Ghana. I am Edwin Kwao Kofi. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
Auntie T, abeg, fix me go betete Ghana. No garri, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Go day, say a party, mini me a chomo, chilling with friends, mini me a chomo, take chuck your hunger, mini me a chomo, break time please, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun. For the laughter, mini mini, mini me a chomo. All the parties, mini mini, mini me a chomo. Let's go dancing, mini mini, mini me a chomo. Taste the fun, mini mini, mini me a chomo.
This advert is FDA approved.
The World Cup is coming, and this time you're not just watching it, you're living it. Much Experience Hospitality is giving you front row access to football's biggest stage in absolute style. Think VIP stadium seating, exclusive lounges, gourmet dining, and priority access. No stress, no hassle, just pure football luxury. This isn't just a ticket. This is the World Cup experience. With over a decade as an official FIFA sales agent, Much Experience Hospitality knows exactly how to turn a match into a lifetime memory. So upgrade your World Cup. Call 055-155-1119. Visit matchexphospitality.com or walk into any Absa Bank branch, our official banking partner today. Much Experience Hospitality. Don't just watch the game, live it. Much Experience Hospitality is doing this with Absa Bank as its official banking partner and Glyco as your official travel insurance partner.
So
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Cast your mind back to 2022. The prices were rising. The stress was high. Every liter of fuel felt like a sacrifice. Do you remember who stepped forward first? When others were comfortable with high prices, Star Oil chose you. We cut our own profits so you could keep your AC on, keep your engines running, and keep your life moving without the heavy burden. We gave you room to breathe when things felt tight. Because of you, our star savers, we became number one. Today, the pumps are a battleground. Others are finally cutting prices because they have to. But Star Oil, we do it because we want to. Don't just chase a price, remember a friendship. We were there for you then, and with new innovations coming your way, we are here for you now. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
Sunny Gold Brown Sugar, available in a shop near you.
Sunny Gold.
Wakashi. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Rap, yeah. And I'm in a club with your favorite singer, Morris Babyface.
Music on my wife. Ube jamana sa, don't mama wife. Ube from manapa, see that my wife. Nadi obi nebi da, anka mi jemi tia ma wo. So what's ya kumae da da? Although Nika say crush, Nika say me tea was see me nyere crush. Nika Sunday, I say although me nyere bay, I do. Nika Sunday, I say although me nyere cry. Mystery girl, you driving me crazy, yeah. Please tell them time to be your baby, yeah. What shall I say? I say, what should I do? What shall I say? What should I do?
Minani Wumoja, and for why dream, Tina Witinimu, Namtina Widimu, said the Baya Mehunema when you junior how Yama Bufunema soon, I'm fine your walk, Anna. Minani Wumore, why am so many Kiona de Metro Tre, that's what she always here with the never red, that's a sample so now we can't see so what the match when you want to come here, Anna. Minani Wuframa, that's a word of far wet in Yahata, that's a woman tia Majutua Kuma, won't soon woman so one home is in my back, waiting me for me. Nansani Solomon who send the margin. Chemi, when did you find Nama Hawaii? Maybe my dream is young fame hint to me. Bring a day, I'm a piece of me.
Although, Nika say crush, Nika say me tea was see me nyere crush. Nika Sunday, I say although me nyere bay, I do. Nika Sunday, I say although me nyere cry. Mystery girl, you driving me crazy, yeah. Please tell them time to be your baby, yeah. What shall I say? I say,
Slow. Ne who say whoa, Kwana me do. Ne free ma come wo. Mrs. Saxika time ma do cut in a moi. Maurice baby Facebook piano we be see na ma wa. Of success 5C class me to ma wa. Come see a mouse send in the ma wa hu twa. What's ya kwenda? Ni kama wa. Manasa, I try to come to rap the one you treat me now from my wife. If you are soon bet you baby and you're in the dance, me to jet, me to escalate. Yeah, you be near and come and try me to my world. What's up, yeah, that, yeah. Although, Nika say, I say, Nika say, me see, I see, me, and crush. Nika Sunday, I say, although me, I do. I say, although me and cry. Mystery girl, you driving me crazy. Yeah. Please tell them time to be your baby. Yeah. What shall I say? I say. What should I do? I do. What shall I say? I say. What should I do? I do. What shall I?
6 after 8, Ocheme Kwame and Morris Babyface. And now is the song. Someone says if you do great things for yourself, that's achievement. If you put people together to do great things, that's success. If you do all that together and you do things that outlive you, that's legacy. And that's the story of Ocheme Kwame. Not only has achieved great heights, not only has he been successful, he has built a body of work we are proud to reflect on and call a legacy. And even beyond that, as he turns 50, he's putting his colleagues together to put up a maternity ward at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. We love it, and we're putting our weight behind his efforts. These are the things we love our stars to do. Chame Kwame, Piao. We'll bring you some of your dedications. We have a big conversation this morning. There are some legends in our communities who are not stars necessarily, but they have transformed lives on the quiet, and we want to shine our spotlight on them in what we call the community legends. That conversation will be coming your way very shortly. We want to honor them for all the hard work they've done that they think have gone unnoticed. We will celebrate them. Yeah, this nation is worth dying for because it celebrates its heroes. And then, of course, the big conversation on the table as well today is the phenomenon of the Voxy vehicles on our roads. The National Road Safety Authority says, look, we are banning its use for commercial purposes because from our investigations, talking to manufacturers and speaking to experts, these cars are not fit for purpose in terms of commercial use. We have more than 7,000 of them in our system. Very intriguing findings. We have executive summary. We have full details of that report. We'll be getting into them shortly. But as always, it's an interactive show, so we love to work with you. Success 5C class me to my 0539-986-996 0539-986-996. Road Safety says we are banning the use of the vehicles for commercial purposes. Transport operators say it is bogus. They are not going to abide by it. There's a clash. Compliance, regulation, interests are playing. We'll get into it. 0539-986-996 0539-986-996. We'll be bringing you some dedications as well, so because some wonderful persons are celebrating their birthdays today. What shall I While we at all of that, we love to share opportunities with you, like this one coming from Republic Bank, helping you big up. Welcome to the Republic Verse. Your money, your business, and your dreams level up. Own your dream home with Republic Bank Mortgage. Go faster with SME corporate banking solutions. Run your daily finances smoothly with retail commercial banking products. Build wealth with investment and trust management, and pay anywhere, anytime with Republic Visa credit or debit card. Whether you're starting out, scaling up, or stepping into what's next, Republic Vest gives you the power to do more and shine brighter. Call Republic Bank's toll-free number 0800 414 414. Our WhatsApp number is 0546 414 414. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. You've been working hard, saving carefully, and praying quietly. You've been paying rent every single year, wondering when it will finally be your turn. Looking for a place you can call your home, but owning one still feels out of reach. Locus Estate is making you realize that dream. You're looking for a 3-bedroom townhouse in a safe, secure, community-focused estate with a clubhouse, gym, swimming pool, and 24-hour security. You don't need to stress. Just call us now, 0200 55704. LocusEstate.com is where to visit. Modern living is made possible right here. And Techno has released the all-new Come On 50 series. It's featuring a leading AI auto zoom camera for capturing exciting moments. We have Come On 50, Come On 50 Pro, Come On 50 Ultra. Listen, we have AI 60 times super zoom, AI auto zoom, super zoom, flash snap. These allow variable focus cropping, clear capture of wonderful moments from longer distances. We have great edit for you, AI-powered photo gallery, so that your phone is not just a phone, it's a creative studio with AI art galleries, AI image to video, and tools like AI reflection remover, shadow remover, and AI dazzle remover. So talk to us now. Our batteries last longer, and it's water resistance as well. Visit any Techno store to choose from the Come On 50, Come On 50 Pro, or Come On 50 Ultra with an eSIM support. It's time to make that move. It's time for a cold Malta Guinness. When the mind, body, and Malta Guinness unite, nothing is beyond reach. Vim up your daily pursuits with the revitalizing taste of Malta Guinness, is packed with B vitamins. Malta Guinness is not like any other soft drink. It is a quality refreshment boosted with B vitamins and brewed with sorghum and malt. So charge forward towards your goals with each sip of its nourishing natural goodness. Now selling at a cool 12 Ghana cedis. Remember to always look out for the proudly made in Ghana symbol on every bottle or can of Malta Guinness. Malta Guinness, we move. And just a quick correction, Chame Kwame is helping build a pediatric center at the Dementia Hospital. Yeah, it's a pediatric center at the Dementia Hospital for his 50th year. Great stuff. Oh. Happy birthday to Mrs. Esther Saki. I appreciate the gift of God in you. May the good Lord bless you and keep you so that you can continue to minister in Vema. Words to the body of Christ from Professor Edward Atabotre. Happy birthday to Cynthia Esuo Esa, tutor at Nursing Training College, Ho in the Volta region. Long life, prosperity, good health, and abundant blessings from God. May the years ahead be better than the previous ones. Blessed early birthday to you, Michael Bofa of Stanbic Bank. As you step into a new year tomorrow, we pray that the good Lord will continue to order your steps and keep you. Cheers to the new life and to the new growth. Have a fabulous time tomorrow from client service team. Bernard Owusu, National Chairman of TUC. Brother Bernard, happy birthday to you, sir. And this one says, a year ago, you graced our lives with your presence. Today, we celebrate the joy you've brought into our world. Happy first birthday, Alfred Ohene Asante. We love you from your dad and mom, Mr. and Mrs. Asante. And today is the birthday of the Member of Parliament for Ekuapem North, Sami Ewuku Kapo, as is popularly referred to. We wish him God's strength and good health and more wisdom to lead the constituency. And this is coming from his constituents to Sami Ewuku Kapo. Happy birthday, sir. Happy blessed birthday to Elizabeth Kunedu Buache of the Corporate Affairs Unit at Zenith Bank Head Office. Have a good one and keep being awesome. Today seems to be a very popular day for birthdays. Happy birthday to Madame Bridget Asuman Edu of ECG Ashaiman District and Gulf City Tema. Birthday wishes from your husband, children, Nana and son, and Papa and son, the family and friends. Happy birthday blessings to Elizabeth Kunedu Buache. Yes, I think I did that a bit earlier. Two quick important opportunities for you, especially for those dreaming of studying abroad or taking the IELTS test. If you've ever been scammed or charged unnecessary fees just to submit your study abroad applications and you're losing interest, you don't have to. IDP Education is your go-to when it comes to counseling and application support services, and they are completely free. They help you save your finance while you secure genuine opportunities abroad. They offer free support for study abroad applications to the UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and Canada. Thousands of students achieve their international dreams every year. So talk to them. Find their office at Usu Akwaje and in a Doom in Siase Kumasi. Call us now 020-256-6614. Book your IELTS test today. Speak to our counselors and take the first step toward your future abroad. People are winning big on 590 mobile. They are dialing the star 959 hash and they are getting on with it. Some are, however, not getting the details. So NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. and closes at exactly 7:55. On Sunday, as it remains the same. So catch all the 590 mobile evening live draw from Monday special to Sunday as it on GTV broadcast from 8 p.m. to 8:15. Stake responsibly, always remember, and it's not for persons below 18. 0308-249-477 is the number to call. 590 mobile at Darwinson. And this June, don't just watch the World Cup, live it. With over a decade as an official FIFA sales agent, Much Experience Hospitality brings you premium access to football's biggest stage with VIP seating, exclusive lounges, priority entry, etc., etc. No stress, no hassle, just pure football luxury. It's more than a ticket, it's the World Cup experience. Upgrade now. For enquiries, call 055 155 119. Visit matchxhospitality.com or walk into any Absa Bank branch. The 2026 World Cup experience is brought to you by Much Experience Hospitality, Absa Bank as the official banking partner, and Glyco as official travel insurance partner. Much Experience Hospitality. Don't just watch the game, live it. It's 18 after 8 and I have a full house this morning. And this morning, Kakra Apioko Seiram Abe joins us in the studio. You know, anytime Apioko joins us, there's something big happening, something big.
The lady in red, and the red is capitalized.
Thank you very much.
R-E-D.
Golden and underlined.
With exclamation mark.
Thank you very much. The matron is here. It's good to have you. Welcome.
Good to be here. Good morning.
How have you been?
I'm well. How are you?
Nice. We are all very well. Thank you. Happy to have you.
No, it's good to be here. Always, always. I like your pink shirt.
Thank you. So, what's up our sleeves? What are we doing this time around? What are we focusing on? What are we pushing?
So, you know, somewhere in late December, before the new year came around, we came on this very platform to speak about the Channel One community legends. And we've been, you know, just teasing here and there that something big is going to happen, as you say. Now, what is a community legends project or campaign about? Channel One community legends. Time and again, we've said that, you know, with what we do as media, as journalists, as media practitioners, we see so many things. We encounter so many people. And yes, we bring the stories, we bring the news, but beyond that, we've gone into what we call impact media or development media, where we also have to have skin in the game. So it's no longer enough, in our opinion, to sit down and just report or bring the stories to our listeners, to our viewers, but we also have to go into the communities, onto the ground, and do the work that needs to be done.
Correct.
And you've seen us doing it. I mean, just barely a week ago, we were at the Osam Kromkam prison for our Easter Orphan project. We also went to the Baptist School complex in Choto, near Suhum. We were at 2 rehabilitation centers, Iris and Chosen. Why would a media house do this? Because we encounter people day in, day out, and we see really what people are doing and the challenges that people face. Now, when it comes to the Channel One community legends, we said, look, we see people are doing things without government money, without anyone pushing them or compelling, nothing. They identify problems in their communities and they find solutions for them. For many of them, it's coming out of their own pockets. They've sat down and they've thought through solutions on their own. They've rallied people, they are community leaders, they are opinion leaders in their societies. And so just seeing some of these things over the years, we thought, look, sometimes when you go out of your way to do some of these things and no one sees you, no one applauds you, you may not be looking for that applause, but it feels good to be celebrated and to be recognized. Also, when people see that people like that are awarded or lauded, what happens? They're also encouraged and inspires them to do their bit as well. You know, and then the other thing is sometimes you get tired. Do-gooders get tired. They get tired of not being seen sometimes. They burn out, and human beings are troublesome creatures. You can do all you want, heartfelt, or deep down from your soul for people, and people will still not appreciate it. And sometimes that discourages people who do good in the community from continuing. So we've said, look, we've seen some of these people, and we think that if we encourage our listeners and our viewers to let us know about such people that they have encountered, that have impacted their own lives, or that they've just been observing and admiring, then they should share some of those stories with us so that we can identify 10 of them and then award them, celebrate them, uplift them, and most importantly, just let the world know what they're doing.
So this is for listeners who have been observing these people who are quietly making a difference in their communities, to nominate them, share their stories with us. So when we're not looking for people with big titles and degrees. No, look, it could be the Wache seller who every morning she sees school children walking to school and decides that I can afford to give 15 of them some breakfast. It could be the person who gets up every morning and says, you know what, before I go to work, before I go and do what earns me money, I'll just sweep my road. So these are everyday folks who have committed themselves to making a change over the years. Precisely, and I've done it consistently, without shouting about it, without begging for recognition for what they are doing. And so we put that call out in December. And look, the entries that came, hundreds.
it was, it was a very surreal experience to see Ghanaians and people living in Ghana yearning to celebrate other people in that way. And I think that was one of the most humbling things. That, we always say someone is always watching. You never know who is, but someone is always watching. And this project has proven that.
Kaka, a lot of the times we complain that it's only when people are dead and gone that we pour out our emotions and celebrate them and let the world know what they meant to us, by which time they themselves wouldn't have even heard or felt that they really made any impact, or people felt the way they do at their funerals about them. So I think while they live, these community legends, while they live, it's a good thing to celebrate them.
It's a fantastic point. The chat you and Lady in Red you're having, I think it's fantastic. We need to create the culture of celebrating people who do great things, who cause change in our society while they are alive. You made a point that we often do that when people are no longer with us, but let's celebrate them now. Especially listening to Apioko talk about people burning out, feeling discouraged. It's good to change the tempo when people are acknowledged, when people are celebrated for the little they've contributed to the society. That's
true. I like that. And it's easy to always focus on the bad elements, the things you don't like, the things that make you angry. But I also feel societies are modeled after the things they celebrate.
No, absolutely.
So if you keep putting things in the faces of young people, that's what they will aspire to be. So it's great to look out for virtues and values that you are looking forward to, and setting them up as examples for others to follow.
But of course, and then, and you talk about modeling. So when we are deliberate about what and whom we celebrate, those signals, like you're saying, they go right down to the younger generation. And you see, we keep saying, well, the youth are the future. They are not the future. I like to say they are the present. And it's because young people are actually in the majority. And we need to wake up as Ghanaians and realize that there's a reason why now when the whole world talks about Africa, for example, we talk about the 77%. The fact that, in just a few years to come, we're going to have the youngest population in the world. And Ghana is a microcosm of that statistic. So there are lots of young people who are looking for direction. They are looking for inspiration. They are looking for people who they may not never meet you, but they can, when we say a role model, they can model your behavior and your civic, the way you behave as a civilian, as a citizen of this country. So what we're doing, all these things, we have gone into that. But the other thing is this, Caleb and Kakra. So the other day, Wednesday, I believe it was, Samens was here, we were all talking about our roads and, all these challenges and the funding that's committed, that's not committed. But you see, in other jurisdictions, and look, you don't even have to travel outside of the continent. We're seeing it happen in places like Rwanda, in places like Kenya, South Africa is there as well. What's happening? Because certain people are being celebrated for the good that they do in society, their corporate entities, private, are also joining in to support such efforts. So, for example, you have a group of young people who get up every morning and decide that, when it rains, we will go and collect sand and fill the potholes that have been left on the road because the water has washed it away. And they do this consistently. After every rainfall, they get up in the morning, they do this. Nobody has sand, nobody is giving them money. Where they are getting the sand from, where they've got the wheelbarrows from, nobody knows. And they do it consistently. And then corporates say, okay, somebody said, we're going to celebrate these people. And then they are celebrated, these young people. The whole nation gets to know that this is something that they are doing. So now corporate bodies say, okay, you know what? I have, asphalt. I have a construction company. We have expertise in doing
So if
roads.
individuals have volunteered to do this, why don't we put some of that to also as a corporate social
I'm telling you,
responsibility?
and that's how communities are built.
I like it. And you said that we've had so many entries, correct?
So many.
Good. So we have some voices of some of them that we want to share with you, and these are the people who have nominated the nominees they find they are community legends. So we want to tell you, we want to bring you some of those voices sharing what the nominees' achievements or their sacrifices have meant to the people who've nominated them. So take a quick listen.
First, near Sassy Winsoon, Nakano could have formed Suetin. Yes, a man Corano, yes, I did Bibia, but say boy and a buyer, a boy, a quan baby. There, no one can find one cacaran, say, near Sassy Winsoon, by a mobile, a boy, and an ancestral say, until say no boon soon, Nana, and near I say clean cacara. Until say, dear, or my bedroom, your mona, I omodibisi sunti.
After the donation, the project donation, I don't know how to even express myself. As you can see, the old block was built in the olden days. The roofing is not high. From 10 o'clock going, when you are inside, you just be sweating. But because they have put in the new one, we are enjoying them. Whether afternoon or morning, the place is comfortable. There is enough ventilation. We have both marker board and we have the chalkboard. Whichever one is available, we switch to that one. Attached is the library. Because there are no teachers, sometimes I have to engage the students to enter the library, then we do research and do self-learning. So for the new project, I don't know how to thank the donors. I think this is the first in history I have ever seen. I have not seen a project like this in a community, which is being initiated and completed by the community members themselves. So the donors, in fact, I want to encourage them. You can see the toilet facility and all other structures. It's from the donors. So Mr. Kobna and my CISO, who has been writing proposals, and those who are responding to them, I keep on thanking them. Though I don't know them, I keep on thanking them. And I keep on encouraging them that they shouldn't listen to what people are saying. They should keep the fire burning so that one day it will be a story for us to tell our youth. So I'm so glad for the new project, and I'm so happy to say thank you to the donors, though I don't know them. Thank you very much.
As for our mistress, she has a kind heart. She is a very good person. She sometimes comes to various classes to advise us. No matter how you are, she will advise you in your academic performance. She sometimes share books, exercise, uniform for the needs. Also, she's a good person. We will learn hard to make her proud in our future.
For me, she has done many things for me, like those who don't have clothes or this uniform.
Yeah, so those were some voices we've brought together to help you understand that, Apioko.
Yeah, so I mean, these are people who are talking about some of the things they've benefited from. For some of these nominees, the work that they're doing, the impact they've made on their lives, and how, you know, it keeps them going, basically.
Which of some of these entries stood out for you? I'm sure there are several compelling stuff that has come through the nominations, but which of the entries really got you like, wow?
No, there are, and next week we'll be announcing our top 10.
Okay.
And we've been engaging them, profiling them. But there's one lady in the Sagnarigu municipality in the northern region. I can't remember her name. Sorry, excuse me. I can't remember her name right off the bat. The names are so many, but she stands out for me because she was actually nominated by her DCE, and when her DCE sent in the entry, what he said is that, one, this lady is a teacher.
Okay.
And they don't necessarily have the resources readily available in the community to maintain the classrooms day in, day out, year in, academic year in, academic year out. Mm. So this lady, with her own money, and you know how our teachers are paid, she finds a way somehow to get paint, and before the school year will start, the new term will even start sometimes, depending on the state of the classroom. They would have painted the class. And she doesn't do it alone. She manages to rally the students, especially those who exhibit some kind of artistic, sensibilities, and then they paint the classrooms. Now, beyond that, what she has done is she realizes that a lot of the students are coming from homes where their parents are not necessarily literate. Right. And so in a time when it's more important than ever for your learning to continue at home, when you're learning in the classroom, your parents or your guardians or somebody should be able to also help you facilitate your learning outside of the classroom itself. So what she does is she organizes some kind of clinics for parents so that they are also getting some kind of adult education, and then they can support the home learning of their students.
This is after school?
After school.
Wow.
And beyond that, the parents who cannot speak English, because don't forget, much of this instruction is done in English. Yeah. She works with them in the languages that they understand, so that they are also learning for themselves. So many layers of impact. Yeah. And that story really, really stood out for me, because it's very easy to see a child sitting in your classroom. If they won't come and paint their class, I don't care. If there are no tables and chairs, I don't mind.
Always waiting for the government to come and effect some change before we do anything.
And then also even being able to think beyond the immediate classroom situation and say, okay, this student needs extra attention in this area of their learning. And they are not getting that support at home, so I'm going to make sure that a structure is put in place for that to happen. And mind you, this is not a class with 10 students.
It's a large class.
And somehow everybody and nobody is involved, and nobody's left behind. So that story really, really stuck out for me.
I like it. So for all the nominees, you said we'll be outdooring them. We'll be announcing the 10 nominees who made it out of the lots of entries we had. What's going to be next? What are we looking at?
So we will announce them.
Okay.
And not only are we announcing them, we have a whole TV program dedicated to these 10 community legends. These 10 Channel 1 community legends. And you see, we keep going back to people say, why is it that the Channel 1 TV tagline is telling your story, empowering change? We didn't think it was nice English. We actually mean it.
Right.
We believe that when we tell these stories, like we said, people will be inspired to also be change agents and change catalysts. So we're going to air these. It's a whole program, a series of 10 episodes on Channel 1 TV. We'll have highlights that we'll also have on radio as well, so that people can hear what's going on. Of course, on our digital platforms, our social media, you also catch snippets. But bottom line, we want people to be able to watch and really understand what Ghanaians like them are doing. The sacrifices and the difficulties that they are dealing with to do things like this, just because they believe that change is possible.
Challenges they're overcoming to drive the impact and results that they are delivering
100%.
In very difficult places.
100%.
I really like that. So, Saman, good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Our Fridays are always exciting when you're around, so we're always happy to have you around. Yeah. So, if we put these visuals together, we tell these stories, and I'm watching as a family head or together with my family, all students, I'm a corporate, I'm watching, I'm like, this person is doing something really important. We wish we can partner Channel 1 to help uplift their situation or support them in a more sustainable manner. Are we welcome?
Oh yeah. I think Appy has said all there is to say about this. But in our society, I'll tell you what, religion and politics have joined hands to blur our imagery, the way we see, if you like, enterprise and effort in our communities. So the average person on the street, if you ask them to name their heroes, they are likely to connect to the political space or the religious space. but there are the real unsung heroes within our communities. And we are talking about people who turn things around. People who hold the communities together. And those are the people we are looking for. So don't be surprised when we name them next week and the names are not familiar names.
Not popular names.
They are not footballers. They are not boxers. They are not entertainers. They are the real people tilling the soil, inspiring people in our villages, in our rural settings. So those are the people we are trying to unearth and celebrate. And I mean there are thousands of them, but we can do so much. So that's why Api is talking about. So it's for all of us to celebrate them. And you may not know them, but you can connect with them because the issues, what they are inspiring people to do are things that you can connect to. In villages where a single person is galvanizing the youth to do village libraries, a nurse who hasn't had salary for months but is using their own money to help patients. It cuts across. It cuts across, and they are real stories. They are not quick one answer stories.
Seriously, because I read a story the other time of a midwife who the CHIPS compound is not in good situation, the roads are bad, pregnant women are carried in a boboya. So even on farms, on roads, they go and deliver expectant women in a boboya on the farm in very, very difficult situations. And we are at a place where our health authorities, for example, are even struggling to post professionals to some hard to reach areas because the conditions there are not the best and people don't like to work there. But some have accepted the challenge and they are going beyond the call of duty, bending backwards to actually save lives and serve their generation. I think this couldn't have come at a better time.
And most of the things that we see, we see as extraordinary or on the negative side, abnormal. In some of these spaces, they are the everyday stuff that they do.
That's life.
Everyday stuff. A pregnant woman who's going to deliver is carried in an aboboya. And not on the motorway, not on an asphalt road. You understand? So it paints a picture of the way people are deprived of basic needs, and how some people use the same situation to inspire others. And that's what we are celebrating with the Legends program.
I like it. I like it. So next week we're announcing the Legends.
Yes, we will be. And I want to say that, yes, we're going to air this TV program, but we have a whole jury in place, right? And we're going to have, let's say, the 3 most outstanding stories or most compelling. And those 3 stories, of course, which will be connected to 3 Channel 1 TV community legends. We're taking those people and we're going to award them. And we are awarding, and we're awarding them by investing in the work that they do. And so you asked a question earlier about corporate Ghana. Yes, we want them to come on board. So for example, if somebody who appears within those 3 slots and the person says, you know what, for the longest time I've been trying to drill 10 boreholes because it will really ease the pressure on this community that I live in, and maybe 2 or 3 other little communities next to us, and you do that kind of thing. We want you to come on board and support. Nice. Or somebody says, oh, you know what, I need school uniforms for 50 children, and you're a dressmaker and you say, you know what, I can handle that. Somebody also says, I can supply the material. We want you to support.
I like that. Kakra, what's amazing me here is how folks at Citi and Channel 1 always have an eye for the little things also. I mean, if you listen to us from the beginning of the year in the month of March on Heritage Caravan, we're going to nice places, dealing with, you know, fancy hotels, celebrating our heritage and all of that. Another time we'll be dealing with, you know, entrepreneurs, SMEs. Now, I mean, in all that, we still have a heart and an eye for the everyday people and the very little things that you would easily overlook, and I think that's some impressive move there, you know.
But Caleb, you know what? One of my teachers once said to me many years ago. She says, "Look, the day you forget your privilege, that's the day you begin to fail as a human being.
Right.
The day you forget your privilege." Right. That's the day you begin to fail as a human being. Oh, I've never forgot it. And you know, she went on to say that particular, it was a class, you know, and that particular class went on to say, some of you know, where you're coming from and who you are and where you're exposed to, you actually have no choice but to give back. Right. It's other people may say, Charlie, we are hustling, but you don't have a choice. And so however you make sure that you give back, make sure you do it. Wow. And I think that we at Citi FM, Channel 1 TV, we recognize our privilege. And so we know that we must remain human beings, and we don't have a choice but to give back.
I love that.
I like that Apioko quotes her teacher. I will quote her. She said on the radio back at Adabraka that privilege is indeed a responsibility. I think it's great to return to some of these values. We've always been communal people as Ghanaians, as Africans, and it's a great way to solve our problems. It's a great way to build a community. So this is a great project.
I like it. So guys, you're listening to us, and we are inviting you to do this with us because, as you know, we are a community. I'm quoting Kakrala. We are a community, and we are always doing this with you. And because you always have our back, we are audacious to dream and always do bigger things. So let's do this together. 0539986996. Of course, we have issues every day. There is so much we can rant and complain about every single time. We will do one very soon. We will talk about the Voxy vehicles and the crashes and the National Road Safety Authority's move and the opposition from the road operators. That is going to come. But there is also time to always look inward and consider your resources and privileges and think about how you can give back. So it's a very heartfelt moment for all of us here as we seek to project the unsung heroes, as Samens calls them, and give them the pedestal they deserve. Encourage so many more to also do the little they can in their corners to make the nation work. So Abioko, thank you so much. It's always great to have you.
It's great to be here.
I've loved that conversation and the privilege, you know. We won't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted.
We won't take it for granted at all.
Undisputed champion. Nobody can do what I've done. Nobody feet crash. Nobody do pass. Nobody feet chance. Nobody like say they don't dance. Nobody they don't dance. Nobody say they don't dance. Yo, which kind witchcraft, which kind juju can make you do the things you do? Girls go gaga, guys.
It's 47 after 8, and we have here the just like reports from the National Road Safety Authority on the Voxy vehicles on our roads, the recommendations and the position of the authority, the pushback from the transport operators. We'll get into that in a bit. However, if you're managing your church or your ministry, that requires a banking partner that truly understands your mission. Zenith Bank Ghana introduces the Zenith Church Premium Account, a tailored financial solution for churches and ministries. Enjoy free Sunday cash pickups, loans at concessionary rates, full cash management services, and expert investment advice for your ministry's growth. Let Zenith Bank handle your church's finances while you focus on transforming lives. Sign up for the Zenith Church Premium account today. Talk to us at 054 2000 311. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up. Zenith Bank in your best interest. If you're tired of the hustle and bustle and traffic in a car, listen, this weekend just take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ebri at Biposo Wellness Resort. Whether it's for business, a weekend break, pure relaxation, Biposo gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. Perfect place to rest and reset, and it's only a 30 minutes drive from Accra. Visit once and you will never want to leave. 0200 55 7699. Call us now. Visit biposoresort.com to book us today. Biposo Wellness Resort, peace lives here. Now we all know that life does not wait for payday. Whether it's school fees, a business emergency, or finally starting that project, you need a partner who says yes. That partner is Blue Finance Services Ghana GH Limited. Listen, with the Blue iFinance app, you can get a loan disbursed in less than 4 hours. Blue investment rates are among the most competitive in the country as well. So don't just survive, thrive with Blue. Download the Blue iFinance app on the Play Store or App Store today. Our number is 0303 968 196. Our WhatsApp line is 0501 609 958. On socials, we are Blue FSGH, Blue Financial Services Trust in Blue. Here's some good news for you if you are a Societe General Ghana shareholder. Your dividends are now being paid directly to your bank accounts or Momo. Dividend payments are no longer being made using dividend warrants. All shareholders are therefore respectfully required to update their records with the registrar NTHC Limited with the following information. So your bank details, your email address, and your mobile phone number, including those registered with Momo in particular. So for Societe General Ghana shareholders with a Central Securities Depository account, contact your stockbroker and update your records with bank details, email addresses, mobile money numbers, including Momo numbers registered with Momo. Societe General Ghana is committed to providing you sound financial solutions always. Societe General Ghana, the future is you.
So, Kayla, before I leave you, I want to wish a happy birthday to my daughter, Melina Nakoyo Abe. Melina Nakoyo, yes, Nakoyo Abe. Nice. She's 7 today. And I just want her to know that we love her immensely. Nice. And we're very proud of the young lady that she is.
Lovely.
She's an April born.
She's an April born.
Like you.
Like me. Hey. And so is my niece, who is the 7th.
I see.
Yes.
That's why. The April borns are defeating the March
We
borns.
are. No, but a happy birthday to her.
They'll be taken overtaken very shortly by the May borns too. So yeah, congratulations. Happy birthday, and we look forward to celebrating more of such. June bonds are also waiting quietly in the corner.
Take your time.
We are waiting quietly, though we are not as many as the May bonds. We're waiting. So, Kakra, the big story that has taken attention, or that's requiring our attention this morning, is that of the commercial transport operators. What they've done is that they've rejected the National Road Safety Authority's declaration that using Toyota Voxy vehicles for commercial purposes is illegal. And the operators have raised questions about the credibility and the accuracy of the authorities' report. They are pushing back on the announcement on Wednesday, April 7, that Toyota Voxy vehicles should not be used for commercial transport outside the law due to regulatory breaches and safety concerns, particularly their right-hand drive configuration. So I'll let you take us through some of the details of the reports of the authority. However, I want to listen to the transport operators who describe the decision as bogus.
The matter is like this. You see, when Suhum in Sawam, Tichamante enclave there was single lane, there was an accident. That place used to be accident-proof area. when everybody sits in a vehicle traveling towards that area, when he reach there, he will be praying to his God. After there, then they don't know that they are free. But since that route has been dualized, have you ever had serious accident on that stretch before? Let me bring you to Peduase down to Medina and Cliff here. When the road 2 was single lane, every day they record accident of 2 or 3 on that stretch. But since it has been dualized, nothing like that nature happens. The research that they themselves claim that they have researched, to us, they haven't done any research. It is just something that they think through and write on paper. There is no any research, because people that are supposed to be involved in the research are we, the transporters. Ask them, because I spoke on a radio station today at one side, and lawyer Amaliba also at one side. He admitted that the consultation doesn't come down to us, we the transporters. So what are they saying?
David, according to the report, these Voxy vehicles are originally made for right-hand drive, and when they come to Ghana, according to the report, majority of these vehicles have undergone the shift from the right-hand drive to the left-hand drive. And so for the committee members, that is dangerous, because originally they were made for right-hand drive, but when they arrive in Ghana, it is moved to the right-hand, and it's not done by experts. It's just done by these apprentices in garages who do not really have the expertise to do what really is right. And so using what was originally right hand and to left hand and using it for commercial purposes is where the danger is.
That is why we are saying they haven't done any research. You know, they say it is being done at garages by apprentices. See the word that they are using. They are downplaying the intelligence of the mechanics that we have in Ghana, because those mechanics are not term professor, they are not term doctors. So that is what they are using them. But to be frank and honest with you, Apostle Kojosafo, per our check, the background, he is a roadside mechanic, but he was able to put arsenals together and then fabricate and form vehicles that Ghana is using now. Ask me, how many professors in the universities that are doing engineering and other things build even a spoon or manufacture even a fufu palming machine for us? None of them have done it. It is only these roadside mechanics and roadside teachers that are doing that thing. So to us, their research, we didn't see any fruitful, any better thing in it. We haven't seen it in it. Because
so David,
they are saying, I beg you, they are saying you can travel with it as a family in their report, isn't it?
You can travel as a family with it within the city, but not outside the city. That's what they mean. And the purpose of this vehicle, according to the manufacturers of this Toyota Voxy, was made for family within the town riding, within the city. But here in Ghana, we've turned that, instead of it being internal city drive, to be outside the city for long distance journey, and that is causing the problem, because the car was not made for that purpose.
That is where they are falling flat. You know that most of the commercial cars that we are using in Ghana are not commercially made by the original makers. Do you know that? Even the Sprinter buses that we are using, do you know that it's a van that we convey into passenger carrying cars? So what are they saying? You see, this funding to us is to just cover up the transport increase that we are about to do. That's all we can see. Just to draw the attention from that angle to this angle. That's all we think. Because, as I said earlier on, they don't have any authority to ban a vehicle unless unless it has been approved by Parliament. So we don't see what they are saying, and we don't seem to understand them as well.
So that's David Agbuado speaking earlier to Samira Faye on Eyewitness News. We'll get into the details shortly. Now, the authority is maintaining that this directive is based on safety and regulatory compliance, and it's insisting that many Toyota Voxy vehicles currently in use do not meet legal requirements for commercial operations in Ghana. Let's hear the Director General of the authority, Abraham Abanleba.
We don't expect those who are wrongdoers to greet it with any positive words. The people who are against are those who are doing the wrong thing. Those whose families have died as a result of the carnage on the road will not be supporting them. We are not to please them. The mandate is to ensure safety on our roads, reduce crashes, ensure that we put in programs that also ensure that the crashes are reduced. So we are not bothered. I'm not bothered about anybody who thinks that regulations should not be implemented. We are a lawless country. We are so lawless that even if regulations are coming, we seem to be kicking against it. So I have been sent there to do what is right, and I'm going to do it as it is. I'm not going to listen to people who are wrongdoers.
The concerns of the drivers, are that the vehicle itself doesn't really have a problem. It's just the drivers who are the problem. And so if the National Road Safety Authority should engage in more education for these drivers, we'll have a reduction in the accidents that are linked to the Voxy vehicles.
So why does the Customs Act 891 prohibit the importation of right-hand vehicles to the country? Why has the law also prohibited the removal of the right-hand drive to the left-hand drive? And who provides standards? If you are building a house, there are standards. If you are going to do any major thing, there are standards. Who checks those who are removing the right-hand drive to the left-hand drive and knowing that they are doing it well? Who checks that? When they are rating the vehicle and it lacks stability, who checks that? Who certifies it? Who certifies that act? So please, we are going to embark on stakeholder engagement. We'll meet with the customs to find out why they allow those cars to come in. They have to ban them. We are going to also meet with DVLA. We are going to meet with Ghana Standards Authority. We'll meet the MTCD, and we'll meet with operators, vehicle operators, and from there we'll move to the next stage. But the report was very thorough. It was very accurate. The 12-member committee were experts who have been doing this work for so many years. So you don't expect, armed robbers to say that it is okay for policemen to be in town arresting them. You don't expect that. So I'm not going to listen to them.
Isabella, can these vehicles be banned from entering this country? Can that really be done?
Why can't it be done? There's a law. And because we are lawless, once again, because we are lawless, that is why these vehicles have found their way in. Go to section 58 of the Customs Act. Those vehicles are not allowed to be imported except with permission from the minister. So it's the minister who has asked all these cars to come in. Is that what they are telling us? So what are you saying? Why are you saying that? Then Ghana is a porous country then anything can come in.
So is there focus only on the Voxy vehicles or all other vehicles that are supposed to be right-hand drive and then brought into the country for the left-hand drive conversion? Is there focus
for the
only
time being, our focus is that stop them from coming in. If they hadn't come in,
all the right-hand vehicles or only the Voxy vehicles?
All right-hand vehicles. The report also indicated that the Voxy vehicles which are manufactured in Japan are all right-hand vehicles. Japan doesn't manufacture left-hand vehicles. So if you were thinking that, but there are some which are also manufactured left, no, there's nothing like that. So all of them, according to the report, are manufactured right-hand. Some get them converted at either Dubai or some come into Ghana and do the conversion. Now he was the gentleman you were talking to said that there are some vehicles which are being converted. The law allows that one. The law allows vehicles that are used for cargo to be converted to be used as passenger vehicles. The law allows that. So if we want, let's go to Parliament, and then Parliament changes the law. Then we can say that hooray. But for now, I am a stickler of the rules. Yes.
Would you want to give timelines in the implementation?
I said that I give a timeline. I said within 2 weeks we will have concluded the consultations, and then we will now go to the next step.
So, Director General, National Road Safety Authority, Abraham Amale, but the Sky has joined us as well. Richard the Sky.
Yes,
good to see you.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
You're looking good. Where have you been?
A few things here and there.
Very important. No, just for the avoidance of that, I want to add the Section 58 of the Customs Act, Act 891, that the Director General mentioned, and it says that a person shall not import a right-hand steering motor vehicle into the country unless approved by the minister. Now, we are told that in the last couple of years, we've imported more than 7,000 of these Toyota Voxes that are right-hand vehicles, and that I don't know if that means that all these have come on the approval of the minister. Bakaka, you have the executive summary of the report. What other details
so let's
are captured
Caleb,
here?
before we get into the specific details, let's start off from the mandate of the National Road Safety Authority in this particular work and their methodology. It's important to state that, particularly because of the unfortunate response and resistance from the operators of that vehicle.
Commercial transport.
But yes. So I'll bring you, so from the executive summary, I'll just bring you snippets of what's here. And it reads that the National Road Safety Authority inaugurated a technical working group on February 12, 2026 to investigate public concerns regarding the operational suitability and safety of Toyota Voxy vehicles in Ghana. These concerns centered on the Toyota Voxy vehicles' perceived high rate of involvement in road crashes and the safety implications of converting them from their original right-hand drive RHD configuration to left-hand drive LHD. The working group was tasked with 1. Assessing the engineering integrity and safety implications of RHD to LHD conversions. 2. Evaluating the suitability of these vehicles for commercial passenger transport on Ghanaian roads. And 3. Analyzing crash data and road safety trends involving Toyota Voxy vehicles. And then finally, making evidence-based recommendations to safeguard the public. Now, let me share the details of the methodology with you. And it reads that the working group employed a multi-pronged investigative approach. Official communications were exchanged with Toyota Tusho Corporation through Toyota Tusho Manufacturing Ghana Company Limited to establish the manufacturer's position on conversions and the vehicle's intended use. Stakeholder consultations were conducted with importers, spare parts dealers, drivers, station masters, and passengers. Field visits were undertaken to conversion centers across the country to document the conversion process and assess engineering practices. Registration data was obtained from the Driver Vehicle and Licensing Authority, DVLA, and crash data was sourced from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, MTTD, of the Ghana Police Service. Also, international benchmarks were reviewed from countries that permit steering conversions under regulated conditions. So, for me, reading the basis of this, I wonder how come the gentleman that spoke in the interview on behalf of the operators of the Voxy vehicle, in a rather unfortunate and rude manner, dismissed the report without a basis, and without what was disappointing for me is that the bottom line of this conversation is about public safety. Not at one point did the gentleman make a statement about public safety. Not at one point did he say anything about safety. Rather dismissing the report without a basis, claiming that there was no stakeholder consultation. That appears to be contrary to the methodology that we are reading. And boldly, the audacity to say that you are going to violate the law, having a report exposing how unlawful everybody has seen. As Mr. Maleba said, it appears that we live in a lawless country, because if there are written laws that prohibit the importation of these kind of vehicles, clearly there was a violation when, what was the number you stated?
7,000.
Over 7,000 were imported into the country. And for me, what is and permit me to say this with respect to Uncle Sam as well, what is disgusting is the lack of appreciation of public safety. The report focuses on even crashes involving this Toyota Voxy vehicle. And it appears that for our own parochial interest, we are not willing to comply with the law, and we are boldly hitting our chest in public, shouting that we will break the law. It's unfortunate.
The report captures a breakdown of the crashes in the regions, and you could tell that in the regions where they use them for long distance transport, a lot of the crashes are happening. On page 2 of the executive summary, you have that in the Bono region in particular. I think the crashes involving the Toyota Voxys had gone up for about 14% also.
So here is the paragraph on Toyota Voxy crash cases from the report. It says that vehicle crashes involving Toyota Voxy in 2025 occurred in 8 regions as listed in figure 24. To compare with national figures, we map each Voxy location to the corresponding national regional totals into bracket from the full 2025 database and compute the proportion of Voxy crashes within the area. Nationally, Voxy crashes are a tiny fraction, i.e. less than 1% of all crashes. However, regionally, the impact, and this is what you're alluding to, the impact varies dramatically in other regions. In Bono Ahafu region, Voxy crashes account for 14.6% of all crashes in that region, which was the highest proportion. Northeast follows with 12.7%, and Western Central with 11%. These regions have relatively low total crash counts, so even a small number of Voxy incidents can represent a large share. In contrast, in the heavily populated Ashanti and Greater Accra areas, no Voxy crashes were recorded.
Right, so Sky, first of all, have you encountered these vehicles we are talking about? Maybe someone doesn't even know this Voxy vehicle we are talking about. So how do they look like? And
are you asking Sky this question?
Yeah, I want to know whether he's experienced them on the road before. You know, you don't get it, No.
You don't mind Papa Sam.
You will mind Papa Sam. You will mind Papa Sam.
Well, yeah, you know the car we are talking about.
Yes, I do know.
Oh, you've encountered them.
Yes. I think that there are a number of issues here. Even yesterday, as I was returning, I saw a number of them misbehaving a lot on the roads. They don't seem to respect the rules. Places where they shouldn't be overtaking, you see these drivers attempting to. I mean, what I was driving, I was taking it easy. But regardless, the car they were driving, I mean, nobody should be driving at those speeds. But it would seem that they were not respecting the rules. Again, I saw a number of DPs. Now, if you see a vehicle labeled DP, means that it's directly from the port. So I would assume that as of yesterday, even as we're talking about,
we had more.
A lot of them are still coming into the system. Now, the question is, how do you deal with that? There are a number of failures for me. First of all, if you are importing a vehicle into the country, the expectation is that you are importing a vehicle that is expressly allowed by the law, or you are importing a vehicle which ideally should not be allowed by the law, but with the exceptions granted by the law, you are able to bring them in.
Right.
When the minister gives you the requisite approval to do the same. On the facts, it would seem that no minister has issued such a waiver
for these right-handed vehicles to be brought into the country.
How did we get as much as 7,000 in the system?
Exactly, and moved to the left. Now, here's the thing. If it is an illegality,
let him finish.
Yes. If it is an illegality, then from the moment they were putting it on the ship to be sent to Ghana, the person responsible was committing an illegality. So it should not have happened. Now, when they got to the port, the expectation is that those vehicles will not be allowed to enter the country. You have the customs people there who know the law because they are supposed to enforce it. You have national security people there who understand the implications of these vehicles in the system and how they can impact human life. Because where they are bringing them from, they don't use them for the kind of
purposes we use them for.
And then you have standards authority people there who should also understand their obligations to us and to ensure that some of these things the laws are complied with. Somehow they allow them. So the customs people collect revenue from them. Now that is governmental failure. The question is, when they were bringing them in, what did customs say? What were they told they were allowing into the country? They knew or ought to have known, in my respectful view, that these vehicles under the law ought not come into the country. But we collected, revenue from them. So that was a major failure on the part of the state to properly regulate that space. Now, when they leave the port, there are a number of issues there. First of all, you can't just go and license a vehicle yourself and put it on the road. You need to go to a private garage. They would have to pass the vehicle that, okay, this vehicle is fit for purpose. Send it to DVLA. On the authority of their findings, DVLA will act and pass the vehicle. Now, there's a question of whether if the private garage is licensed by the DVLA to assess the vehicles, pass the vehicle, DVLA cannot on its own override what the private people do. I believe that the buck stops with them. It is irrelevant that you license someone and the person passes the vehicle. You are the person who ultimately decide that this vehicle should be on the street. So in my respectful view, while they may hold a contrary view, I believe that since the buck stops with them when it comes to putting vehicles on the road, they have got to at that point intervene and say, no, our understanding is that there are safety issues, there are matters of illegality, and therefore you don't license these vehicles to be on the road. But somehow, we pass them, and then they get onto the road. Now, there's another thing. There's an element of insurance. Now, if a vehicle is to be put on the road, the law says that vehicle must have been insured third party or comprehensively. Now, the question is, on what basis are we allowing the insurance companies to certify these vehicles with insurance?
So that's another level of failure.
That's another level of failure to be on the roads. Now, if all of these failures, as the facts would suggest, are positive, then what it means is that the Republic of Ghana, all of us in it,
we are failing.
We have failed. The question then is, what do you do with that failure? Mind you, the police cannot just go and stop these vehicles. If all these institutions responsible for regulatory conduct have failed their duties, right? So my view is that these vehicles are a problem. They are menace on the road. Because here's the thing. The right hand drive means that where the gearbox is, there's something known as the shaft, right?
We're getting into the mechanics.
That is what sort of propels the vehicle, gets it moving. What they do is to move they remove that section, seal it. Normally they move it to the left side, which now complies with our laws. But because the manufacturers didn't purposely produce those shafts, they have to now cut two different heads and join them together. In most cases, per my understanding. And when they do that, now we don't have precision cutting in this country like that. First of all, the manufacturer didn't do it like that. Secondly, before you cut something like that and make sure that the vehicle has stability on the road, it must be precise. In other jurisdictions, they use water technology to be able to cut precisely. Of course, there are some other forms of cutting which allows you to cut precisely straight. so that if the vehicle is moving, it is moving in the proper direction. It's not moving to one side. And these people, they use hacksaw majority of the time, and hacking it sometimes can create problems. So what they do is when they finish, they weld it. Now, again, the question is, yes, I'm not underestimating the intelligence of our mechanics and the guys. Artisans. Exactly. I mean, they have their own
craftsmanship
craftsmanship and level of competence. But again, they are not the manufacturer.
Correct.
There are so many things that are tested before a vehicle is certified to be put on the road. Use, yeah. So the question is, what happens in those garages? Reading the report.
And if I can bring you just one sentence from the manufacturer. They stated that they have never endorsed or approved RHD to LHD conversions, declining requests to perform such conversions at the complete knockdown CKD plants due to safety concerns.
Right. Exactly. And they also say that their clearance is so low, and so their initial purpose for that particular vehicle was for young family, middle income homes to be using that. But over here, we have repurposed it for long distance journeys, and we are also speeding on very bad roads.
Exactly.
With the same thing that has low clearance.
Let me add one more from the report. This is 3.4 on international benchmarks. It says, in many of the research consulted, manufacturers do not permit modifications to be made to the steering system under any circumstances. For example, VW has stated that no modifications may be made to the steering rack, the associated components, or the control units. They state that modifications can result in these systems no longer working correctly or failing.
Exactly.
This may result in the driver losing control of the vehicle and causing a crash.
And on top of this mechanical risk, we have reckless driving.
Exactly. All of those things coming together. The potential that these shafts or the steering rack, whatever it is, goes off, it breaks into whatever it is, and then we create problem. Now, here's my view. Immediately, we should enforce the law, which means that lay a firm position. With the ban is already there in law. That look, it is no longer coming into the country. Where it comes into the country, we scrap it. We just destroy it and we sort of crash it. We take it to the people to cannibalize it and do whatever they have to do with it. The ones that are already in the system should not be registered.
Okay.
The ones that are already on the roads, government should direct that they should withdraw their insurance, packages.
Cover.
With insurance cover, which means that you cannot put it on the road, because the only way you can use a vehicle on the road is where you have insurance, whether private or commercial. Once that happens, any Voxy vehicle that is seen on the road is in breach of the law and should be arrested and prosecuted.
So we can't even use it for private use.
No. You can, because the point is that it is not safe for use because it's been modified by a person who, despite his competences, may not actually have the requisite authority of the manufacturer to do that. One final point before Samen's
duty and all that.
So that's where I want to address. I think that because of all these regulatory failures I've spoken about, because the state failed to do what it ought to have done, I think there should be some restitution.
Okay.
If there are 7,000 of them in the system, let's find, because we have failed. We, the people of Ghana, failed. And we must find money in the budget to be able to pay some compensation. If it is 40% of the entire cost of the vehicle, including whatever they pay to us and blah, blah, let us do that. And then ensure that they bear part of the cost, because this is contributing.
It's an illegality.
In my view. So that is my respectful view, just to ensure that equity is done.
That's an interesting layer upon layer of failures.
I never thought about that, but for as long as the government has benefited from this illegality by charging levies, knowing that these are right-hand drives, they have to pay back the money to the people.
It's fair.
I mean, they facilitated it.
Kaka, you don't agree?
No, we are not asking for agreement. We are just saying that we are saying that the government or the state, let me say the state, facilitated an illegality. Now we are going to have to withdraw all these things. And at times I hear Amaliba speak, and I wonder whether the powers that be are hearing him, because this is not his first attempt to restore order in the road safety space. Okay. Since he's been on the seat, he has tried, he's made several attempts to bring sanity into the space. But it looks like he's on a one-man campaign. And I ask, what is government saying?
Yeah.
It's an illegality. That's where it stops. So we should just stop. No, like I was saying, even while the man is on radio, jumping from radio, people are still clearing at our ports. And they are getting away with it. Yeah. And you don't think that you are risking even the life of the Amale by himself? Yeah, you are. Yesterday, somebody was telling him that he bought 20 of the vehicles.
The Voxy?
Yes.
20?
Yes, he said he bought 20.
It's cheap.
Wow.
Now, the other thing is that these are used vehicles, mind you. And a lot of them are 8, 9, 10 years. And check. There has been several recalls of this Voxy vehicle between 2012 and 2018. Defective brake issues, defective fuel pump systems, defective seats structure and all that. There have been recalls. And when they recall these vehicles, some of them find their way to Africa. So you will notice that a high percentage of the so-called vehicles that we are using are vehicles that have been recalled in Japan and the Western world. Wow. You understand? This one, in addition to the fact that you are converting a right-hand vehicle, right-hand drive to a left-hand drive through unorthodox engineering methods. Yeah. So I don't think this is rocket science. We don't even have to waste time talking. And it's not just Voxy.
Yeah. Okay.
The Toyota Vitz is another one. A lot of them have been converted.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of them have been converted. But because they don't do intercity, they are not as exposed. Yeah. But the fact still remains that if it's a right-hand vehicle, it should right-hand drive. It should not be allowed under any circumstance. And so we supervise and facilitate this one, and then people invest their money in it, and then a leader that has purpose comes to reverse the trend, and then only the people who use their money will be punished. No,
yeah. Those
the state institutions that supervise it also have questions to answer. Because as we are saying, as we are complaining, they are still doing it. Yeah. Why are they doing it? Because they know nothing will happen to them. Yeah. If they woke up thinking that somebody will be punished, somebody is going to lose their jobs because of this reckless behavior, they will stop it.
I agree in principle, but my disagreement really with Uncle Sam and Sky in the suggestion they make is that
some restitution.
Is the issue of restitution.
No, I didn't say restitution.
Okay.
I use the word That's a trick. That's a trick.
Okay, fair enough.
But you are the lawyers.
Yes.
You are customs. You are customs. Yes. You are the one that takes levies.
Yes. You enforce the law.
Yes, you enforce the law. Yes. Somebody brings a vehicle.
One charge in the duty.
And which is an illegality.
Yes.
But you put the law aside and take the money.
Yeah. So you benefit from the crime.
Yes.
Then you take
the
money.
law says that you can't benefit from criminal conduct.
Now we are saying pay the money back. We are not even saying that pay back the cost of the vehicle.
So the officers are the ones who should pay back.
No, the state should. Because the officer didn't take the money.
But the officer should also be punished.
You and I did not participate in that collusion.
No.
So why should?
No, they did it at that point, they are your agents.
I understand.
At that point, they are our agents.
Yes.
But to the extent that the law is clear and they as individuals decided to sidestep it and engage in corruption, I think that taxpayers should not suffer that burden, but the individuals...
No, they did it as individuals, but on behalf of a system, because it's been done repeatedly over time.
But
are we being told that they don't have reporting systems so that their superiors will know that within a space of time, X number of right-hand drives were allowed into the system? Their superiors did not see that. They saw it and they allowed it. So what we are saying is that the whole system was compromised. Not to say that we endorse it, but we are saying that they should also pay for something.
But I think that a proper investigation into this should point out the individuals
who colluded with
the individual officers who colluded with private citizens to do this, and they must pay that restitution as I is talking about. I don't think the rest of us. That's why I said. Granted, I do understand the principle, but I think that the rest of us Ghanaians did not participate in that criminal activity.
Well, we gave them agency to act for and on our behalf.
We gave them agency to act for and on our behalf in accordance with the law. The moment they decided that they were going to blatantly ignore the law,
they were on their own.
And they should be made to pay for that.
So you see, it is presumed that official acts are regularly performed, right? So we assume that these guys were performing their jobs, their duties regularly. That's what the law says. Unless there's evidence to the contrary. Now, the question you ask yourself is, all these institutions of state I've mentioned, are you saying that all of these people were at their own, on a frolic of their own, as the legal people normally say? They couldn't possibly. So, customs, they did their own thing. National security, they did their own thing. Standards authority, they did their own thing. When he left there, all the police officers who must have seen it, they did their own thing. DVLA, they did their own thing. National Insurance Commission, that's their this thing. All of these people did their own thing. Oh, please, Kakra.
No, I understand what the law says, but I'm saying that it is not fair to the rest of us ordinary Ghanaians, tax-paying Ghanaians, to incur this cost.
Hang on. This is not. I'm not talking about your tax. I'm talking about the money they paid. The duty they paid should be refunded. That's what I'm saying. By the state. No, but by the state. Yes. No, but the duty they paid is their money. They didn't collect it. It's the state that collected the money. Yeah. So you there. No,
so what do we do? Assuming I'm using this hypothetically. If I've bought a car, the state says it's illegal. Of course, until I bought the car, I've not seen a Customs Act, whatever it is, and I didn't know that.
Ignorance of the law.
It's no excuse. That's correct. Now there's a whole industry.
But even in this case, they know that it's illegal.
Now we are saying
no.
Even before now. That is why they should be a deterrent.
They know. But you see, because people have allowed it, that's why they have been bold enough to also go in that direction.
So must they pay the price for it personally?
Well, you see, somebody has to pay for something.
Right.
But we are saying that because the state has been complicit in this matter, they also have to lose something. And I'm referring to the state as a person. You understand? Because what's the point in taking money from the person when you know that the thing is illegal? Exactly. Somebody comes to the airport. I'm traveling to England. I don't have a visa. And you take money from the person and put him on the plane. And then he goes there and the person is returned. Who should pay for it? You knew that the person didn't have a visa, and you facilitated the thing. So I'm just saying that yes, we won't miss the point. The point is that one, the port authority should stop allowing right-hand drive vehicles into the country. Secondly, and Scar stated, the ones that have entered the system that are yet to be registered and insured, we should stop them. Thirdly, the ones that are already
on the roads.
We should withdraw their roadworthy certificates, and the police must be active. The police should be asked to ensure that this thing happens. We traveled from Bolgatanga to the western region to Accra. I'll tell you that from Bolga all the way to Accra, I counted not less than 200 Voxy vehicles.
200.
200. I'm sure that it's
conservative.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Wow.
So
on long distance,
you will not find a kilometer without Voxes, and in every region. You understand? And at times they are speeding, and you just can't understand. So I wasn't surprised when I saw the statistics about the road accidents.
Right.
But you know, I sensed a certain I don't know what word to use when the gentleman who was interviewed,
David Aguado,
I sensed a certain level of arrogance in his responses, the posturing is like you can't do anything to us, that kind of thing. But that's not how we build a nation. They should just understand that is investment gone wrong, and moreover, for safety, health and safety reasons, we can't continue in this manner. And Amaliba, please don't stop with Voxy vehicles. The Vitz is another one. As for the Vitz, they're Chaka. The Vitz from Japan, Chaka, all over the place.
It's right hand and they convert.
Now, garages, or as we call fitters, who conduct the conversion, they should be arrested. If there's no law, we have to find a law to go after them.
They are participating in criminal.
Yes, I mean, you can't. You see, I mean, look, in a developed world, even your vehicle color, you can't just wake up and go and change it
and respray it.
You cannot. Just wake up, go spray your car, the black car, you change it to white, and they will watch you like that. No way. There's a reason the car is painted in a particular color, so that it will be identified. So you wake up, you change. But as for Ghana, we are more democratic than anybody else.
Lawless, everything.
Yes.
So, person enjoy freedom.
When it comes to health and safety, we shouldn't allow these things to happen. And more grace to the leadership of Amaliba's people.
I think congratulations to him.
I'm listening to this conversation as though I was not in this room, and it's like we have set up in a country. This is a country we've decided this is lawless. Don't do this. It's lawless. But we've set up a committee to investigate the lawlessness, and the outcome of the committee is saying that this is lawlessness. We are going to enforce it. We are going to ensure that the lawlessness doesn't continue. And those who are engaged in the crime are saying that, look, we have been in this business, and you don't have a right to stop us from engaging in the lawlessness.
You see,
what kind of circus of comedy is this?
The truth is that because of their numbers, right? These drivers, because of their numbers, their numbers, the driver associations often bully government.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
They threaten you that, okay, if you don't allow us to have our way, then at the polls we'll sabotage your chances of
moral
re-election.
Courage.
Yeah, but you see, that is why governments are elected. You don't allow the tail to wag the head. You are the head. You are supposed to protect all of us. As for the vehicle importer, he just wants to make money.
At all times, we allow private people to use their interest to bully the state.
Exactly. By you, the president of the republic, the ministers who act through the power we have given you, which you have delegated to them, you have taken an oath to ensure that our lives are protected, our laws are repaired, our laws are enforced, and all of that. So it is important that they should not listen to these the gentleman who was speaking. When I was
there was no basis for what
it's I don't even want to.
No, but
a country that has embarked on a mission to assemble vehicles in this country to make it affordable. So that we can get rid of all these baller vehicles that's killing people on our road. We sit and just applaud people who bring in right-hand drives. No, we can't do that. And
let me backtrack a bit because Uncle Sam talked about what vehicle was that aside the Voxy, the Vitz.
Toyota Vitz.
So another discovery in the report, I don't know if I should call it a discovery because we all well aware of it, is the 2- and 3-wheeler vehicles.
So the boboyas and the motorcycles.
Yes, and some of the motorcycles that have the ones for carrying the ball, that's their boboya. Yes. So the report says 2- and 3-wheeler fatalities have increased from 1,056 in 2020 to 1,372 in 2025, signaling 2- and 3-wheeler fatalities. This is referring to deaths from crashes involving these kind of vehicles, have increased from 1,056 human beings in 2020 to 1,372 in 2025, signaling a 30% increase over the period. After a dip in 2022 to 2023, motorcycle fatalities rose sharply in 2024. This is plus 16.8%. And again in 2025, plus 26.2% or 26% and above, setting a new record each year. In 2025, motorcycle fatalities alone accounted for 46.5% of the total. This is up from 40.8% in 2020, highlighting the growing risk for two-wheeler vehicles or their users, likely linked to the expansion of commercial motorcycling or Okada and delivery services and a lack of regulation and enforcement of the subsector. So this is the statistics associated with fatalities for 2 and 3 wheels.
So you see,
and motorcycles alone are nearly 50%. This is 46.5% of the total fatalities.
Okay. In 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, this.
We are playing with something.
You see, I've always been opposed to the idea of using
regularizing
the operations,
the commercial use of the motorbikes.
Exactly, because we've all read the reports from other jurisdictions, especially where they are so laissez-faire, or they have laissez-faire attitude to enforcement of laws and regulations. But we made it a major campaign issue in this country.
Politics.
When the Mills government saw it and said, no, this thing we couldn't allow it. But somehow, how many years on? 8, 9 years on.
Thereabouts.
We have reversed the law, and we are allowing these people, these youth who we have not been able to give any meaningful jobs to go into this high-risk area. Go to Kolebu.
It's crazy.
The emergency department. Go to the emergency department of the various hospitals in this country.
Bridge, police hospital,
Georgia,
everywhere.
Trafalgar Hospital. You will find that many of the people occupying these emergency beds or are even in the hallways getting...
2-wheeler, 3-wheeler.
Exactly. And in those cases, we are talking about either death, serious injury, amputation, and all of that. And all of that ultimately become a burden on the state.
Yes.
Because social welfare, you have to find something. We are paying LEAP. Some of these people would have to pay them something. And then you find some of them on the roads begging for alms. Now the question is this how we should provide jobs for the youth in this day and age? Is that how we are supposed to do it? Yet the government ignored all the objections that we have raised, went to Parliament with a bill, and got Parliament with the super majority they have to pass it. Now, some people are now organizing football matches for Okada riders, as though there's something particularly innovative or brilliant about it. That's what some MPs are doing.
For Okada riders?
Yes, because it's a badge of honor that the youth whose energies you should be unleashing in a more responsible way, who are dying on the roads almost every day, we have decided to organize trophies and all kinds of things for them. Look, our country is not headed in the right direction. And it is because political leadership at various levels and at various times have failed.
Yep.
You have 1.5 million or 1.3 million people who are not in training, they don't have jobs or anything to do. So when I went to the village recently, one of my uncles was telling me that, these motor people, they are dying plenty. But because of the fact that they are riding motor, the theft in some cases has gone down. I understand that argument, right? But you see, we should not seek to solve one social problem
by creating another.
Yeah. Because look, if the doctors talk to you, I have many friends who are doctors. Look, some of the hospitals, when you go there and then they ask you, what caused this crash?
Motorbike.
Oh, they are amputating you. Straight up. I mean, then your leg is going.
Wow.
Yes.
Because there are no beds to start with. And there are so many of them that keep coming in.
It's bad though.
No, it's very bad.
We should take our president, our ministers to the hospital to see things for themselves. They should spend a week there. They will appreciate the situation. They will go back and reverse the law.
They get the reports all the time. Your friend, Akando,
yes.
He knows what you are talking about.
Yeah.
He knows because they get the report all the time. People that are falling off motorcycles, crashing motorcycles. In fact, the statistics is estimating some ratio of about, is it 46%?
Yeah, they're
about
old.
46%. I dare say that on the ground proper, it's higher than that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
telling
reported
you.
ones are suppressed.
Yes. And then the other thing that's happening is, at times, the Okada drivers or the commercial motorcycle riders, they have formed some unions.
Association.
Yes. That if it happens to one of them, they rather take the person to a herbal doctor than the orthodox. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. About 2 months or so ago, 3 months ago, that incident in Kolebu, they broke into the place and picked their person away from the place.
Wow. Hey. They're so brazen like that, too.
Yes. So I'm just saying that I don't know what we think we are doing. Like we are doing favor to who?
People are
by
profiting from
allowing
the chaos.
people. No, you can't profit from this.
There's no real benefit if you look at it.
It is. You see, it's actually a masturbation approach that we are sitting there enjoying ourselves and thinking that. No. I'm serious. So we are thinking that. No. You see, we think that we are solving the problem when we are not solving the problem. You are thinking.
So the perceived solution, Uncle Sam, let me rephrase.
No, I don't know Kaka, I'm sorry, but I think I found a better illustration. We are thinking that we are solving the unemployment problem, and we are killing people every day. Go to Kolebu, go to the accident center, emergency. Every day, in the middle of the night, in the morning, afternoon, motorcycle accidents, plenty.
You know what's intriguing is that the man who is leading the charge for sanitizing our roads with this Voxy issue and then all that, there's the same people supervising the bill to have the Okada and the Abobo
because his hands are tied.
And it's a political decision from the top.
And it looks to me we are taking advantage of numbers. So
When
Okada riders are many, so let's make it legalized. Then they'll vote for us.
When you look at Amaliba, the human being, and what he stands for, do you think that on a normal day he would agree for people to do this?
We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, lots of messages coming from you. We'll be sharing them with the rest of the world. But some important information that I need you to take advantage of. So here.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
This damn patch again. Ebo, look at this wall. Every few months, the same damn patch comes back. I've painted it twice already. What is all this?
Kofi, you can't fight moisture with paint too.
The problem is inside the building itself. Yes. So what can I do? The house is already finished.
Simple. Gasem Super Strong Waterproof Cement. It's a new cement with built-in water protection technology.
Water protection?
Yes.
So it's just for repairs?
No, my friend. That's the difference. Use it to fix dampness and seepage. Or use it for new buildings, foundation, block work, plastering. One cement that builds and protects.
Wow. Gasm Super Strong Waterproof Cement. The one cement that builds and protects. Build it right once. Gasm, the nation builder.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
In a world where digital media is taking over, one conversation is bringing the past, present, and future of media together. The Africa Media Bureau invites you to a one-day media convergence conference uniting faculties of media and communication studies, industry practitioners, regulators, and technology partners across Ghana. Theme: Media Convergence in Ghana, rethinking traditional media in a digital-first era. A bold conversation on how traditional media and digital technologies are transforming media practice and education. Date: 29th April 2026. Time: 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Venue: La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Accra. If you are a senior media practitioner, a CSO engaged in media advocacy, or a lecturer or trainer in media management, this conference is for you. WhatsApp 0503-332-375 to register. Be a part of the conversation shaping the future of media. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference is powered by the Africa Media Bureau in association with the School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and it's proudly sponsored by MTN, Haptel, Margins Group, and GCB Bank. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference, connecting minds, transforming media.
Easter is here and Electroland says come and shop. This Easter, make it special. Electroland is bringing you unbeatable offers, unbelievable discounts, and exciting free gifts. Feel the rhythm with Samsung, TCL, and Media Home Theaters. Enjoy your favorite Easter movies on LED smart TVs. You can stay cool all day with our powerful air conditioners. Want a bedside fridge for your chilled drinks? We've got you. Prepare your Easter meals on a 4 to 6 burner gas cooker with grill and oven. And make laundry easy with top or front load washing machines. Visit our showrooms or go to www.electrolandg8.com. Call 050-315-9739. Electroland, home of luxury affordable electronics.
Every woman deserves hair that looks and feels amazing. It starts with the right product. BO16. After relaxing, your hair needs serious care. BO16 neutralizing shampoo removes all those relaxer residues and restores your hair's natural balance. Itchy scalp, dandruff wahala, BO16 treatment shampoo will rescue you. Leaves your hair absolutely divine. BO16 detangling conditioner, no more painful tagging and breakage. See how smoothly the comb runs through. Now you know my secret.
BO16, express yourself.
This advert is FDA approved. The GC brand. It's all about you.
Come and see the beauty of Ghana.
Oh yes, are you looking to explore Ghana? Not sure where to begin? Why not let Ghana Tourism Marketplace help you plan the perfect trip? With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can easily book hotels, discover exciting tours, rent cars, connect with expert local tour guides, and explore destinations across the country, all in one place. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebo White Theatre shows, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, Accra by night tours, and many more unforgettable events. For more information, visit www.gtm.com.gh or email info@gtdc.gov.gh. You can also call or WhatsApp 050-123-3921 or 0202-700-720. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
Are you planning looking to relocate from your company, office, or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country, you want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Hello, CEOs. Ghana's foremost business platform marks 10 years of leadership impact. Join the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo on Monday, 18th May 2026 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Kempinski Hotel, Accra. The summit is themed Accelerating Ghana's Economic Transformation, Driving Bold Reforms Through Leadership, Technology, and Industrialization. Tagline, From Vision to Action. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, will attend as special guest of honor and officially launch the CEO Government Compact 2026. Highlights include presidential CEO dialogue, masterclasses, panels, brand expo, CEO profiles, networking, and the Ghana CEO Excellence Gala. Registered now at GhanaCEOSummit.com. Call 054-639-1970 or email info@GhanaCEOSummit.com. Powered by CEO Network Ghana in partnership with Deloitte, PwC, EY, GIPC, SIGA, University of Ghana, Media General, and the Multimedia Group. The 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo. A decade of leadership impact. T&C supply.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
5 minutes to the top of the hour, same old song. Oh yeah, one of the latest from Richard Alaska. And if you're looking for best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, and Piva Grape, as well as Piva Tangy. Grab yours today, available at a local store near you. 0550-032-231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Diamond Cement. When you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. We have 42.5 hour grade, highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We have the 32.5 hour grade, great value for your pocket. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aplaota, Kware, and Buepe. Call us 0244-313-368. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. Go for the insurance that goes the extra mile for you. I'm talking about Hollard Insurance. If you're a new customer, you get to drive away with free fuel vouchers. If you're an existing customer, you get the exclusive gifts when you renew. You have 24/7 free roadside assistance for everyone. 0800-444-999. Call this number now. Visit any of our offices or speak to your broker. Hollard Insurance, we've got you covered. The future of media is unfolding. You're invited to shape it. Africa Media Bureau invites you to a one-day media convergence conference, bringing together faculties of media and communication studies, industry practitioners, regulators, and technology partners across the country. Media convergence in Ghana, rethinking traditional media in a digital-first era. That's our theme. The date is the 29th of this month. 8:30 to 5 p.m. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Call us 0503-332-375. Be part of the conversation. Let's shape the future of media. We're doing this in association with the School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, MTN, Habtel, Margins Groups, and GCB Bank are proud to be sponsors. In recognition of an exceptional career dedicated to law and public service, the UPSA Law School presents an honorific lecture and award in celebration of Mr. Chachuchi Kacha, astute lawyer, legal luminary, public sector management expert, and academic. 15th April 2026. It's a Wednesday, 3 p.m. sharp. Kofi Ohene Kunedu Auditorium, UPSA. It's an event that promises to be an evening of celebration, extolling the awardees' excellence and impactful contributions to the development of law, the legal academy, and public service in Ghana. Call us for more. 0245 347-946. You're cordially invited. A few minutes to the top of the hour, but we'll bring you some messages. Kaka, we have some messages.
Okay. Dada P says, hello, City team. You will be shocked to know that most of these vehicles are owned by the law enforcers. God save Ghana. Here's another who didn't send their name, but they're asking for the approach Samer's shared. I think the approach in principle is what is important, not the name. Not exactly. Hello, CBS. Please tell Auntie Kaka Forsen I'm with her on the RSA leadership stance on the emerging Voxy vehicles. We should never ever massage it at all. It's very risky using it as a means of transport on that long distance travel. However, we should extend same authority to eliminate the use of abobo yas also on major roads, which exposes us to much danger and also much danger to other road users. We are too fast to accept anything into our systems, Jojo. This is Feli Nat of East Legon, and JB is nodding vociferously. Okay, so here's another message. Let the transportation companies know that anyone can decide to convert any vehicle from right hand to left hand to carry their family, but once they are using it for commercial purposes, it has gone beyond the head of transport operators. It's not up to them to decide. Every brand of vehicle can be involved in a crash, but the extent at which this Voxy has been involved in road crashes since it started is alarming, and we can leave it to the transport. We can't leave it to the transport operators alone to decide. Hello, CBS. This might be a very difficult policy for government to implement because we have legitimized lawlessness. How can government approve the use of Pragya and Okada as commercial vehicles while banning Voxy for same purposes? We have a discretionless leadership. Kofi Interma that. Caleb and Co. Insurers rely primarily on the roadworthiness certification of the vehicle by the DVLA, among others. In deciding whether or not to grant cover, the ports and DVLA are the source of our problems. Benjamin sent that from a Sherman.
Right.
Same old song playing all along. Nothing new.
It's top of the hour. The laws must work. That's all we're saying. Public interest, public safety over personal profit. That's all we're saying. Sheba Arba Benning is here with the news at 10. We'll make way for you. Good morning, Sheba.
Good morning, Caleb. Coming up in the bulletin, President Mahama directs expedited deployment of 100 newly acquired Metro Mass Transit